Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Lab Rats Entertainment Podcast. We are 5 minutes out from Jeff Keighley's pre-show of the Xbox showcase. With me is Caleb, who's on Facecam right now, and Sawyer, who could not be on Facecam.
Oh, shoot.
I'm still here.
I have the Twitch up so I can hear it.
Still here.
I have the Twitch up
You
so
get
I
the
can
you
hear
get that nice echo from all of us.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good confirmation that the audio is working though.
Yeah.
So you can't be mad about that. So
I'm still here. You just can't see me.
yes, he's the Baby Yoda holding a.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a Monster Energy?
It's a White Claw. It's like a Yoda White Claw
here,
thing. You just can't see me.
Okay.
Yes.
Huh.
Courtesy of Hannah, Professor Mueller.
Shout outs to Professor Mueller in Bowling Green State
Yoda
University.
White Claw. You just can't see me.
Okay. So we're probably not going to be super formal about the pre-show because there's probably not going to be
Right.
a whole ton of stuff there. Somebody in the chat saying Marvel vs. Capcom collection, please, Xbox. We're probably not going to be super formal about the pre-show because there's probably not going to be a whole ton of stuff there. Predictions. Obviously, Halo is going to be here, so that doesn't count. In the chat saying Capcom collection, please.
I've got a good chunk of predictions.
I want to hear them. I know nothing about Xbox, so like I feel pretty dead in the water thinking about predictions.
So
I will say my big hype is Halo Infinite, just because I'm such a big Halo fanboy. I'm looking forward to seeing the campaign play here.
I'm gonna have
Caleb,
to turn
do you
off.
have something you want to say?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn off Facecam because I'm getting a little bit of lag on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
So for that stream to be optimal, I think I'm gonna have to turn off Facecam. But face reveal.
Well, I'll stand in solidarity and turn off my Facecam too. So, all right.
But none of the experience will go away. You'll still hear our reactions. It's still going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited.
This is going to be cool. You know, we had a lot of fun with the PlayStation showcase. Like it's gonna be a cool thing for Xbox. It's good to get Xbox finally back on their feet.
For sure.
Once more.
And
anyways, Sawyer.
So continuing on with what you had said, I am glad to see Xbox. I mean, I think Phil Spencer has really turned them around, because 2013 when they launched the Xbox One, it was not doing so hot, but I think Phil Spencer's really turned it around. Microsoft buying those 14 new studios in addition to, still having 343 and the Coalition. So I think Phil Spencer's really brought us around. My big predictions that I'm hoping to see, the console version of Gears Tactics. It's already out on PC, but I'm hoping to see an Xbox One, and Xbox Series X port, or maybe at least get a release date, because we know it's coming. We just don't know when it's coming.
Sure.
I think it's a couple long shots. I'm hoping we get maybe. There's been rumors about a new Perfect Dark game, since they own Rare, they also own that IP. So maybe a remaster or a port, because there was already a remake of it on Xbox Live Arcade. But maybe there's a shot of a new Perfect Dark game, maybe a new Fable. That would be pretty neat.
I haven't seen the rumors of Fable.
And I've been wanting to see, there's a possibility of, very far long shot considering the last one came out fairly recently, but any kind of formal announcement or at least teaser of Gear 6 would be great. But main thing would be Halo and Perfect Dark with a long shot of Fable and Gears Tactics console.
What's everybody's countdown at?
I like it.
I'm at 10 seconds.
My countdown is at 1 minute 45.
Okay, everybody refresh. Because all of us have the wrong time.
Oh, wait. 5 seconds. Oh no.
It's starting right now for me.
It's starting right now. All right. Well,
I hit the big refresh. Yep, it's starting right now for me too. So, thank God for hitting that refresh. Am I right?
Yeah,
I
seriously.
was gonna say I was at
would
10
have
seconds.
missed
You
it.
said minute 45. There's Jeff. Yeah.
All right. So,
hello, everybody. It's Jeff
They're
Keighley,
still
and
ahead of me.
welcome
So,
to this special
we'll
Xbox
reload.
Game Showcase.
This obviously is a different year for all of us in 2020. And
a different year for all of us in 2020.
All right, that's about as best I'm going to get.
Normally, every year I love getting
I'm
together
watching on the
with
Game
everyone
Awards
around the
YouTube
world to
channel.
watch
So
all
Yeah.
the
are we all on
events,
the same
but
channel?
this
I
year,
am.
of course,
Yeah.
given where the
Okay.
world's at, we're doing things virtually. Before we get into this,
It's
I certainly
probably
wanna
because I'm
acknowledge,
streaming, but I'm
everything
like
that's still
3
happening
seconds
around
behind
the world
now,
with
so
the COVID pandemic.
we're good.
And certainly hope everyone is
I was when we did the
safe
PS5
and,
reveal. I was
feeling
like
okay
about 10
today
seconds
and
behind
excited
you
about
guys. So
video
you were
games,
like,
which
"Oh, it's this
I
game,"
think
and I'm
have been a
like,
source
"Huh?
of comfort
What?"
for many of us in 2020. So today is really
That
about
was always funny.
celebrating games and the future
Why
of
are
games and where
people
games are
super
going
chatting?
in the future. You know, this is
Right.
still a big year for
Like,
games, and that new
I
consoles
just
are
kind of
launching.
you know, I don't
And
want
today is
to.
all
People can
about
spend their money how
Xbox
they
and
want.
the
I guess
Xbox
like it's fine.
Series X, which
But
is
like,
coming out this holiday season.
what are you getting
Although
out of
today
super
is less
chatting
about
on
hardware.
this live stream?
Right.
That's my
It's definitely.
the Xbox story for Series X, of course, started last
They just want their names, maybe.
maybe sure, yeah. You know, that's reasonable. Just to like have your name be recognized.
Right.
World with that announcement last year. That was such a
Uh,
moment. No one had any clue it was about to happen.
Was such a special moment that no one had any
All
clue.
right, so I think we're just getting, we're getting like a recap of where we've been,
Right.
what we've done.
The Series X timeline.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do real quick. Wish me luck on this. I am going to go to 1080p on this
Wow.
YouTube
Ooh.
video. So hopefully we don't get any lag on my end.
Hopefully we don't just die.
Yep, we died. Oh no, we're good. No, we died.
It really is going to be a showcase all about games and
Yep,
So
we'll-
just so you know, I am getting like the entire feed from your stream of
Mhm.
the
I'll
YouTube.
see
Hey,
if I can-
actually keep it because I'm actually trying to test my real time.
Okay. Then I'll keep it.
for
I'll
right
keep my
now.
phone directed towards it.
So we've got some world premieres for you.
All right, we're going 720 because that's just not working. As much as I love a good 1080p. One thing you know about Caleb is that Caleb will push 1080p as much as he can.
Yes. 1080. Well, it's more for me. It's more important to have a consistent. Wait, who is this?
Jacksepticeye.
Jacksepticeye.
Oh, Jacksepticeye. Okay, I know that name.
And somebody else I don't recognize.
Good to see you as well. And finally, we've got a guy who.
How are you?
See, this is the problem
I'm doing
with
fantastic.
not paying
Good to
full
see you
attention
as
is
well.
that you miss
And
somebody's
finally,
name.
we've got a guy who got to go up to Microsoft and
Jacksepticeye's
check
the only
out
one
the
who I-
Xbox
who
Series
I
X hardware
recognize. The other
before
two, I have no
lockdown.
idea who they
Austin
are.
Evans. Austin, good to have you with us, man.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me, man.
This is, I think, the best I'm gonna get with my. Oh, Austin Evans. That name sounds familiar. The Lauren side or whatever.
Back in May,
Lauren side, Austin
wanted to see
Evans.
even more from.
Austin
They wanted to
Evans
see
sounds
more
familiar.
gameplay, more games. They wanted to see Halo. They're going to
Yeah, this is
deliver
the
that
best my audio is
today.
probably gonna get,
What are
so
your
is it too
expectations
bad, or is
as
it still
fans
extra
of
a little
games?
bit?
What do you want to see at the top of
it's-
the hour from Xbox?
it's
Let's
fine.
start with you, Jack.
Well, I mean, the big
Once,
elephant in the room, the big chief elephant in the room is everyone just wants to see
once the
Halo
stream
Infinite.
actually starts,
And I'm
gonna
really
turn
curious because
up
I'm not the
my,
biggest Halo fan, but this
my,
one has kind of gotten me intrigued and
stream
excited.
audio
So
way
I'm curious
higher.
to see about
So
that. I want to see more Hellblade 2 if we're going to get some of that because when we saw that trailer.
All right, so we're working about 5 seconds behind Sawyer, but there's nothing
So
I
I
can do
get the
to
world
fix that.
premieres before everybody else.
Yes. Well, theoretically, we don't know about Ezra, but I'm 5 seconds behind.
I am.
Wait, we got the world premiere voice guy actually doing the voice here. We come to our first world premiere.
Jeff's got all these
Excuse
world
me.
premieres.
drinking.
So many world premieres. How many world premieres has Jeff world premiered?
Just this year alone.
Just
Just
this
this
year
month
alone.
Before the Game Awards have even started.
Although, in fairness, how many of those were like $100,000 budget indie games?
A lot. A lot, let me tell you.
Just in total fairness.
Do you think they're going to use, even though E3 is not happening this year, do you think they're going to use the old, I think they used it last year at E3 with Microsoft when they had that, before every trailer, it had the Xbox World Premiere, like, logo pop
Oh,
up
yeah,
before
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Are they going to do that with every trailer?
I hope so. That'd be cool. Just for the joke of it. But, so did we talk about, I don't know if we did, because honestly I was really just focusing on getting this all good for everybody. Did we talk about our predictions?
Oh, no, we didn't.
I did predictions. You guys didn't.
Oh, okay.
So I think Kingdom Hearts is gonna be here somewhere.
Maybe. I think. I think. All right. I'm going in with low expectations on the Kingdom Hearts end because I just don't want to be disappointed. But I do think it's possible we get something from Melody of Memory.
Yeah, that's all I think that's gonna happen.
Because I think that I think it's theoretically really close to release, and this would be the release date trailer.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I think to myself, well, they already did a Kingdom Hearts 2020 trailer, and they showed off everything that's coming in 2020. But hear me out.
That's also true.
What if they show in this Xbox thing a 2021 title? And that 2021 title is Verum Rex. If that happens, I will
freak out.
Lose my mind. Headphone warning. Now. I
don't think it's. I think that the chances that happens are pretty slim.
Right.
But there was that leak that said that listed a bunch of Unreal 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
And it had Kingdom Hearts Project Oath somewhere in there.
Oh no. Don't do that. Don't give me hope.
In fact, let me Square Enix Unreal.
We do know that Square will be in attendance today because they are showing off a new title.
Here we go.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Here we go. All games of Square Enix has been delayed for the virus restrictions rules. FF Remake Part 2 is going to be 2023 apparently, but that doesn't.
That doesn't surprise me either.
Before the next delay, anyway.
So,
right.
Kingdom Hearts Project Oath has a release date of Q1 2022.
Okay, I still count that as a 2021 release for now.
I could see that. FF Final Fantasy Project Sancta, which is probably Final Fantasy 16. I think Final Fantasy 16 is more likely to happen.
Yeah,
this year or at this thing.
We could get that instead of like a Verum Rex. I think that's we're either getting one or the other. I think.
Sure. Yeah. I think because they're doing that after the show, Square Enix is revealing that new, what's it called again?
It's that. It's a new action company.
The one they showed off at the PS5 reveal?
No, totally different game.
Yeah, different game.
You can tell I'm not a
company.
huge.
Right? Failing company.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think there's a possibility we get Call of Duty 2020 announcement here?
I think it's 95% sure. I think you have to announce it at some point.
So the studio is Bailing Company.
Right, yeah.
Like it's a new studio and they're announcing a new game.
Yeah. So that's the official thing. That's like next to Halo, we know that's happening.
Yeah. Well, but that's happening after the fact.
Right. So there's a post show to this too.
Oh yeah, there's a post
is there?
Huh.
Oh boy.
At least the YouTube thing says post show. I'm expecting maybe the post show to just basically be, here's more details about Halo.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
It's going to probably be more of what this is right now.
Yeah. It's going to be Jeff talking with a bunch of YouTubers.
Right.
Yes.
My second prediction is if that Warner Brothers Games acquisition's real.
Oh yeah.
The Harry Potter game?
I'm pretty sure we're getting a Harry Potter game. Well, that Harry Potter game that leaked years ago.
Yeah. I think
we talked about that
time.
like early on in the podcast.
Oh
it's time. We talked about that leak when it leaked. If there was ever a time, now is the time for Xbox to flex on all of us and show us a sick Harry Potter RPG.
Exactly. It'll be so cool.
Do you think
there would be that would be the winner of 2020.
And what better way to announce the acquisition? Yeah, we got Warner Brothers Games, and we're going to show off Harry Potter, and then maybe a Rocksteady game from that's like Arkham or whatever game they've been developing for God knows how long. That's been,
It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
Arkham Knight came out in 2015.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, how do you even get away with not having news for your game? I guess I always assumed that Harry Potter was the Rocksteady game, but that might not be true.
It might be. I don't know who's developing the Harry Potter game other than the Harry Potter game.
Yeah,
it's regarded as the Harry Potter game, so we don't know. But well, yeah, we probably do know, but I don't know.
I think the one game I doubt we'll see, just because Microsoft has already showed it off so much, and the Ubisoft show just happened. I don't think we see any more of Assassin's Creed.
I don't think so either. We
might
get
already seen so much, and Ubisoft just showed it off.
If anything, it's a 30-second spot. I don't think it's anything too major.
What's I think we're getting a world premiere.
Yup. All right. So our audio is going to start.
Guys, later we'll all be watching live.
My audio.
We do have
that was for the audience.
World premieres throughout the show. We've got a number. I think we've got over. I think half dozen things we're going to show you guys over the next 45 minutes here to give you a little preview of some stuff that will be coming to Xbox.
World premiere
with this world premiere announcement. Check it out.
What is this?
Square
Enix?
Yeah, it's Square.
Oh, okay.
Is this it?
It's just a Dragon Quest port.
Oh.
Because when they started off at first said Square, I'm like, you guys are already.
I was like, we're already right.
First world premiere. Okay.
That would set the tone, all right.
Oh yeah.
Right out of the
Okay.
My heart dropped.
That actually helps that Square Enix has better things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
we're gonna be.
I'm gonna sleep on this.
We're gonna show this Dragon Quest port in your pre-show. Is it a port? I thought it was already on Xbox.
Maybe it's a Series X announcement.
I'm just gonna.
Oh, it's gonna be on Game Pass.
It's coming to Xbox via Game Pass.
Ooh.
Game Pass slowly becoming a very, very good. I don't even know if it's slowly at this point. Already a very good bang for your buck.
Yeah. It's becoming what at first I thought was like, oh, this is an interesting feature. I don't know how it'd work, but now it's becoming like a real this is what you're going to get the Series X for if you want it. You know what I mean? This is
I probably won't get it with my Series X, just simply based on I like the idea of actually owning my games outright.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
My YouTube stream's starting to cut a little bit, so I may be a little behind you guys.
That's good because I'm still way behind you. I'm about 10 seconds behind, so
we gotta even it out.
Yeah. Between the three of us, we'll at least
we'll eventually get to even by the end of the stream. But I end up muting the audio for this one because I'm not that big of a. I've never seen anything from Dragon Quest other than it. To me, isn't it? It's kind of a primitive. Oh, there's some lag. Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean Dragon Quest. I tried the base version of 11, and I wasn't that into it. The battle system's a little basic in my mind, but it's I've heard nothing but good things about the Switch port, which is now going to be on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty cool.
Are we getting another premiere?
I just refreshed.
No, I don't think so.
Oh. I think that was just the Xbox logo at the end.
Okay. I heard your audio panicked.
Yeah.
I'm a good 10 seconds behind still.
I think that kind of reminded me of when PS5 reveal started with just, here's another port of GTA 5.
That's right.
You laugh, but I'm pretty sure we're getting something from GTA in this video too.
Oh, here's another world premiere.
Oh.
GTA 5.
I guess this is
Red. That would have been really funny if it was GTA 5.
Yeah. Just the Crisis remaster?
Could be. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, this has gotta be great.
Are they gonna try to melt people's TVs again?
They're gonna burn your Xbox with the brand. No, this doesn't look like Crisis anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. It's cool though. Ooh.
It looks like.
Is this Transformers? Oh yeah.
Wait, is it?
No, it's not.
No, it's not colorful enough.
Yeah. Well, unless this is developed by Michael Gabay.
X-Mecha.
Oh, that's the name?
Or X-Mecha?
Okay.
Whatever it is, looks kind of cool.
All right. So, since we're just doing voices, I'm going to.
That's Exomecha, a brand new free-to-play game coming in late 2021.
They got me excited with Exomecha, and then Jeff Healy said it's a free-to-play game coming next year, and then my excitement just dropped.
We're going to get rid of the window capture of us just showing our profile icons.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to help things out on my end, but this is just for the audience. Nothing will change. You'll still get our audio and reactions, but
yeah,
it's just more of me downgrading just so we get a little bit of a optimal viewing experience on at least my end.
Yes.
But that was a good test because of
was a good test.
An FPS first-person shooter right there. So actually, this is really good that they're doing this pre-show because I could really do adjustments rather than the PlayStation thing. So the PlayStation event. But
assuming that actually happens in August.
That's true.
So. Long shot here. Do you think we get? Oh, Alana Pierce is joining.
Yep, I saw that announcement last night. I saw her Twitter announcement. I think
because most of these people are like, I don't know who these people are, and I see Alana. Oh, it's Alana.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
It's funny. I remember Alana solely from old IGN podcasts from like 5 years ago.
Well, that's when I first knew her, but then she
that's
moved
gonna,
to the YouTube channel
convince you
Funhouse,
that
which is like
they've
a
got a
gaming
lot of
comedy
great
one I
stuff
watched.
and
So I've known her
the
that.
future of gaming.
And then now she also does
Game
some work
Grumps
in
Let's take
gaming.
links off the table. Beyond that, what else?
Aaron from Game Grumps, Alana Pierce from everything.
So I am now caught up to you. Doing that.
Okay, now I start buffering as soon as you say
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
It's cursed. It's cursed.
I'm cursed with a buffering screen of Aaron Hansen. That's what I'm cursed with.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I won't say anything. Next time I'm caught up to you, I'll be like, I'm not gonna say anything. Just gonna, you'll know, you'll know by my reactions.
I'm just gonna hear Bear
freak out.
So here's what's gonna happen. There's gonna be like Somnus playing, and like before any like visual. There's nothing visual going on. It's just Somnus playing, and I'm gonna freak out because I know what it is, and then Sawyer's just gonna be left in the dark of like,
why is he freaking out?
Why is he freaking out?
Why is he so excited? Yeah, it's gonna be like a black screen with music, and both of us are gonna pop off super hard.
Or
I'm just gonna be seeing a picture of Aaron Hansen again.
Yes.
Or it's the line. Now I feel the pressure. I know that I've heard this line so many times, and I love this line, but I'm blanking on it because of the pressure. But I've been having weird thoughts lately. Is any of this for real or not? I would lose it.
I would also probably lose it.
Because then you know what you're in for.
So what do you think the chances of us getting a price point or release date for the Series X by the end of the show?
Pretty high.
I think it's pretty high too.
They have they are releasing in T-minus 1, 2, 3, 4 months.
Yeah.
If you assume a November release date, they have literally 4 months to tell us how much we're paying for this thing.
Well, this is like I was kind of saying in the group chat, but I knew like when we were talking, like my text probably wasn't so detailed, but I didn't really know how to explain it off of text. But I really do think that back in March to June, I really did believe game companies, really didn't know what's going on, how much this is going to last, and how this is going to impact. But I think from June, the late June to this point, I think there's been a lot of realization in the for at least these companies to at least know their speed at which they are taking the game and how long it's actually going to develop in this type of scenario. Where I think that we're actually going to get release dates now, rather than just holiday 2020. And I think that translates over to the Xbox and revealing the console. I'm not saying everything will, have a release date. We might still get a lot of holiday 2020, but I think for some games, I think we'll get release dates more so than we did with the PlayStation event.
So I actually suspect that I suspect that we actually open with like edition and price reveal and date, because I can't imagine being this far out from a Halo release and not knowing when it's going to come out.
Right.
I'm actually guessing that it'll end with release date and price and a bundle Series X with Halo Infinite.
Yeah. I think they're going to end it just like PlayStation did. But
yeah, like it'll be like PlayStation was like, boom, Horizon. Here's the...
Well, right. So my only problem with that is that PlayStation, nobody really expected PlayStation to give us the price, or even nobody even knew if we were gonna get the box reveal or not.
That's true.
with this, it would be kind of disappointing if they didn't reveal or if they didn't reveal the price and the release date.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine wanting to be at like the end of a Halo trailer and then not seeing the release date of like November 21st or something like that.
Right.
That's the only thing for me is that like I think that if we're getting a price reveal and a release date, it's gonna be before Halo, at least.
Yeah.
I think you want Halo to be like releasing on this day at this time
Right.
in this city, like all of the juicy details.
I'm gonna be interested to see if Microsoft first, because they've been dancing around it with PlayStation, trying to get them to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I'll be
surprised.
I think Caleb might have been the one who posted the meme of like all of the people in a triangle pointing guns at each other, not like, waiting for each other to reveal the price.
Yeah, it was like PS5 price, Xbox Series X price, and then I saw one like Nintendo off in the corner that said $300.
Exactly. It's gonna be fun today. We're gonna get memes nonetheless.
Yes, there will be memes.
Oh, there's gonna be
some of them
Halo
might
memes.
be cringe.
Yeah.
There's gonna be cringe.
But
this is what I think Sony's approach for the past like 3 years, being like, we're just gonna show you games as they're okay. Like we're just gonna show games and we're just gonna show trailers and that's it, is really effective because they don't have to. All they have to do is ride on the quality of the reveals, not on some personality being able to carry it for them. Whereas I feel like Xbox has had a little bit of trouble figuring that out.
mm-hmm.
But it's not that big of a problem.
Plus, I think PlayStation has got long enough standing brand recognition at this point that they can just say PlayStation 5 and people immediately know what that is and what that entails.
Right.
Like Xbox Series X is kind of confusing to some people. They're like, well, is this a new one? Is this another model? You just say PS5, people are like, okay, I'm gonna get my grandkid a PS5 or something, and they'll just know.
It's funny. I just had this conversation with my friend on Monday, where I was like, I like the whole idea of like, I don't know if this is the same thing, but I'm pretty sure it was. But when Xbox announced Project Scarlet, I think if it was called like Xbox Scarlet, it's much more of a noticeable type of thing of like, oh, this is the new console. Whereas the Series X, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't remember the name for a hot second the other day. I was like the new Xbox console, and I was like, it because it goes from Xbox, the Xbox 360, which is it's a good name change. You know what it is, and then it goes from 360 to One X to now Series X.
Well, and there's also the 1S and just the base model 1 and everything.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
So,
thank you.
Unless you are literally the biggest Xbox fan or the really involved in the gaming community, I don't think you're gonna, as a general audience, gonna understand right away if that's the new console or not. Unless looking at the picture. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. I think it's the Xbox. Like the name Xbox does have public recognition at this point, but I do think it doesn't have. I mean, like the name Nintendo does, but the thing Nintendo has is each system is a different thing. Why Nintendo can't just rely on the name Nintendo? Because as we saw with the U, it didn't that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest brand recognition now is PlayStation, because they have the simple numbering, general audiences, as well as gamers both know what it is, and they've got the games to prove it. The only real misstep in the public reception that PlayStation made was that obnoxiously high price for the PS3 world premiere. Here we go. I'm cutting myself off.
Oh,
world
shoot.
Premiere.
Yeah, I'm ahead of you.
Best man on the case. Because if
just realized.
Fix this mess. It's this smooth
Watch Dogs
bastard
Legion.
Oh yeah.
They just killed Jake Gyllenhaal.
Looks like we're recruited.
Not my Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'm just
It's
kidding.
a state of emergency. Move in and lock down the city. In the chaos, private armies have taken the
You said this is Watch
I have
Dogs?
to say, it's kind of a neat idea. Yeah, it's Watch Dogs Legion.
A crooked spy agency lurks in
Yeah,
the shadows.
I'm going to be interested to see how the campaign works with this idea. Because
for an
open world game, it's really
An
interesting. But
organised
from
crime
a
has
story
grabbed the old
perspective,
city
how do
by
you
the
make this
bollocks.
work?
The Kellys have got a human org in
Yeah.
the black market.
Of course,
But I've
during
got to
Watch
keep
Dogs,
tracks on
I'm
my
suffering.
merchandise, don't I?
The government's literally letting Albion shoot us in the street.
Looks good.
Need to build
Isn't
a
it-
I mean, like,
recruit
Isn't there like
anyone.
some
And I really
some
mean
weird like
genius
Easter eggs that make it almost seem like this is connected to Assassin's Creed?
everyday people
there's
with
been a
something
bunch
to
of
fight
Easter eggs in the previous two games
And
that
something
sort of link the
unique
two
to
modern day storylines.
That's crazy.
And supposedly the big one I've seen
The
for
right person
for
for the
this is there was
job.
somebody in the gameplay demo who
Or
ended
the
up
ones
being
you
in
least
like
expect.
Oh, you alright? Sawyer?
The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you.
Is everybody there?
What do you say?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm in.
I think just Sawyer cut out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a neat gameplay idea to have all these playable characters, but I'm curious to see how
True.
it'll work out.
It's about to get real.
Not gonna lie, I skipped a lot of I skipped the Ubisoft stuff, so I'm totally in the dark with this.
Find them. Recruit them. Welcome to the resistance.
October 29th. So is that the first time they revealed the release date?
Maybe.
Wait, isn't Assassin's Creed coming out in October?
All right, well, as we've mentioned quite a few times, we are going to get a first look at the campaign of Halo Infinite. And I asked a friend of mine what he wants to see in a brand
okay.
new
I was
Halo.
just saying,
you may know Ninja for
that would
many
be
things
weird.
Over the past few years, but he actually started and
that would be
created
weird
quite a stir
to
with all his
have what am I going to say? Oh, that would be weird to have them both within a week from each other as that's just
It's your boy Ninja.
Ninja. he's a good I'll unmute it for a second. If you're a Ninja fan, you might be interested in
beautiful ending.
You might be interested in hearing what he has to
multiplayer
say.
system where the ranking system is unique and it
my boy repping Final Fantasy VII in the background
really
right now.
Amazing, iconic maps. I feel like
that's awesome.
A lot of people loved.
You know,
Halo 1,
I
Halo
saw an
2,
interview
Halo 3 maps that came out.
like a couple days ago or
So fun,
something
whether it be
where
super bouncing from Halo 2,
Nomura
beating
was
all
like,
the
"Hey
weapons off and
guys,
all that
we're
in
in
Halo 1,
production now
and just
on
follow
FF
Halo 3.
Remake 2. You don't have to worry."
It's something so incredible. Played all of them. I love them all.
I mean,
And
I was
Halo
like,
Infinite can just
cool.
get that down. Get some of those things down.
I was
give
just
us
like, this
amazing
man just wants
weaponry,
to
right weapon
not be
gameplay,
in development
the Halo
hell
1
so
classic
bad.
pistol, the Halo 2
Right.
rifle, the
He
Halo
just
3 battle
wants to
rifle,
like,
sniper.
he wants
I
to make
think
this
that
game
it'll
in
be in a
2
really good spot,
years.
and
He
I'm just
wants
excited
it
for
to
that
just
so bad.
take 2 years, and then he can go home.
Awesome. Well, we'll
and
see
be with
how much
his
of that
wife and
comes
kids.
true, hopefully, at the
Is
top
he
of the hour
married?
when we get a look at Halo Infinite thanks to
Who? Sorry.
Nomura.
Oh, Nomura. I have no clue.
I bet that Wikipedia has this information.
Right. Ooh, Sawyer really did cut out because.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything in a while. Let's see. Mary.
Oh, world premiere. Oh no. I feel bad.
Is this?
Oh. What is this?
I feel like I recognize this.
I think I'm back.
Oh,
now.
you're back.
My
Hey.
audio cut. I don't know what happened there, but I was in the call, but for some reason I couldn't hear either of you.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
And I had some serious buffering during Watch Dogs, but I'm sure I'll watch the trailer on YouTube later.
Yeah, I had a bit of a lag on Watch Dogs too.
At least we had already seen that before.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is like a turn-based.
Looks fun.
I mean, what is with RPGs and their slow walk speed?
Yeah.
Right?
Was Watch Dogs the only thing that I missed, or is there anything else between that?
Yeah, no, nothing else has happened.
Actually, while we're on while they talk for a second, I'm going to get some more water.
Echo Generation with the hockey smack.
Oh,
that's a good idea.
Wish me luck.
Right, now it's time to get to another world.
Also,
Never
for
mind.
the stream, because we were talking about this, Tetsuya Nomura is not married.
So excited! I think they're more.
As a head.
We do have more coming. Don't worry.
No wife
but
and
right
kids
now,
to go
we're gonna
home
hear
too.
From a number of
so maybe
YouTube
he should just keep
creators,
making games
around
for
the world.
his life.
Right.
He'll just stay. He'll just live in Square Enix's office, being traumatized by how all of his games take 5 years to come out.
Oh man. Oh no.
That'd be so depressing.
Oh yeah. I can imagine. Go ahead.
Is this co-sponsored by YouTube Gaming? Because there's so many like YouTube
I think
gaming
so.
personalities.
Yeah, Summer of Gaming is like
BRB.
YouTube and Twitch.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because they
like
just briefly dropped a shot of Ninja for like 5 seconds.
It's true.
I was like, Ninja, what do you want from Halo? As if he's the authority on Halo. But then again, I mean, he's Ninja. He'll get you some viewers.
He did. In fairness to Ninja, he made his career off of Halo. Like he did not start with
Fortnite.
With what's its face? Yeah, Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, most of these people, like, I guess I'm also really not the audience that watches a lot of, like, the YouTube pro gaming scene or any of that. But, like, really, Alana's been the only one that I really know. I mean, I know Ninja just because he's such a famous personality, but
yeah,
Alana's really the only one I watch. Not that any of them are bad or anything, she's the only one I know. I hope we get shout out to Greg Miller. I want Greg Miller on this stream.
If Greg Miller is going to be here, it is probably going to be exclusively for some kind of Persona related reveal.
Oh, it's Metal Jesus. I actually really like him. I watch his retro content all the time.
It's somebody you like.
Yeah, it's somebody I know. I was just saying, I don't know any of these people, and then he popped right up.
So wait, we've gotten Alana Pierce and Metal Jesus.
Metal Jesus Rocks is his name.
Metal Jesus Rocks. Okay.
Yeah, I did not expect. They cut right to him. I didn't expect that. I was like, wait a minute, I know that voice.
I know that guy. I recognize you.
Yeah, definitely a shout out to him. His retro games content is really good.
Okay. We are about 20 minutes out from the show proper. I'm at the 15-minute mark. I'm probably gonna go get a drink.
Go what?
Get some water. Refresh the tubes.
I really like that OG model of the original Xbox with the Halo logo on it.
Yeah, it does look cool. Other game stands. Rockstar didn't reveal GTA 6 again. No, it's been over a decade since GTA 5. Rockstar is dead. Verum Rex stance. We don't know if Verum Rex is
Oh
in
yeah, I
the
saw
real game.
that.
Yes.
It's so true. But I'm pretty much everybody's pretty much on the same page that like, you know, it's coming, but we can't like confirm it. You know, we've gotten the nods.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one where it was like, I can't wait for Halo Infinite. It's been so long since we had a true Halo game. I can't wait till it comes out. And it said, Metal Gear fans, yes.
Just Metal Gear fans. We're never getting another Metal Gear game. Yes.
If ever. And then I saw one where it's like, when Metal Gear 6 finally comes out, and it was the Titanic, it's been 84 years meme right below it.
It's more like that Pokemon meme where the guy is like, it's been 3,000 years. Man, rip Metal Gear fans.
Trust me, it's hard out here being a Metal Gear fan in 2020.
It's hard being a Metal Gear fan in the wild.
Also, I hope another YouTuber shout out. I really want to see Jake Baldino from Game Ranks if he's on here. I'm shouting out all my favorite gaming YouTubers that I want to see.
Yeah, I doubt any of my favorite YouTubers will show up. But
well, I said that while you were I think you were getting the water.
Oh.
I said that, and then literally somebody I knew.
Oh, really?
Immediately.
That's funny.
Like, I haven't seen anybody I know except for Alana Pierce, and then Metal Jesus Rocks pops up immediately on camera. It's like, oh,
the fastest reverse Uno card you've ever seen played.
Jeff Keighley just heard me, and he knew what he had to do.
He's like, I heard a voice out in the distance, and it said, "Get sword." Oh, world premiere.
All right.
Sequel.
If
you watch YouTube Let's Plays, you've probably seen it.
Sims?
It might be
What
the
is
sequel
this?
to
this is Life is Strange, isn't it?
No, it's Hello
Neighbor.
No,
Hello Neighbor. No, yeah. Well, I don't know why I said that.
Oh, Hello Neighbor.
It's Hello Neighbor. Yeah.
This game actually is really fun to watch. Like, I've watched a couple gameplays of this, and it is a fun game to watch.
I've watched one gameplay video. I can't believe they're making a sequel already. I mean, it probably wasn't that hard to make, but...
I mean, didn't the first one, like, just come out of early access?
Yeah, I think so.
Hello
it was free to play.
Neighbor.
I think it was free to play on Steam.
No, it came out... it's not free to play, and it came out in 2017.
Ooh.
The early access did, or the final version did?
The guy, this person looks like a plague doctor.
It doesn't say anything about early access.
Because I remember, like, I saw, like, early gameplays of it around 2017, and the game looked largely unfinished, but then there would be gameplays that came out in 2018 that the game looked more polished, so... Regardless...
Yeah, no, it's not a, it's not in early access.
Yeah,
it's out.
Patches.
Oh no, I'm
Pretty
buffering.
cool, though.
Oh yeah.
The art style seems to have changed a little bit. Or at least the tone.
Dude, this sounds like the Daredevil soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh
This
man.
looks like a colorful version of Resident Evil 7. It's just kids Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And what's his face is just the nemesis.
Ooh.
Actually, you know what this kind of like art style reminds me of?
What?
It kind of reminds me of Psychonauts.
2021.
That might be intentional.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Psychonauts, I think we get footage of Psychonauts 2 here, now that Microsoft owns Double Fine.
Yeah, you're probably right.
There it is. Hello,
that counts as
Neighbor
first party.
2.
Which is weird that, like, they just put out a PSVR exclusive, well, it was timed, I think, of a Psychonauts VR game, and then it becomes
and then Microsoft
Psychonauts 2 is
buys
Microsoft.
them.
Yeah.
The start of the showcase from Xbox is going to last almost exactly 1 hour. So there'll be an hour showcase, 2 minutes, and then
is an hour less?
Go download demos on your Xbox.
This week, actually, if you're on Xbox.
Recommendation from me if you have an Xbox. What's the
one of the big things I wanted to do with Summer Game Fest is give everyone
Tales?
more games.
What was it? Chris Tales. Go download the demo for that on your Xbox One. World premiere from.
What was that anime-looking action game that you and I saw when we were watching one? I think it was the PS5 show, or maybe it was Square that announced it.
Well, there was a. Oh, which one? There's
there's a lot. So there's Scarlet Nexus.
Scarlet Nexus was the Xbox one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the original. That was like the one game that was interesting in the Xbox showcase before.
Was that at the Game Awards, or when was that?
That was revealed at that Xbox
third-party showcase,
one in like May or something like that.
Oh yeah, like the one that was like mostly third party.
Yeah, back when I got hyped because I thought it was going to be more, but it was. But that was a great time to show off Scarlet Nexus because it was. That was definitely the standout, and it looked really good. Now there was also
Scarlet Nexus is like probably one of the only like launch titles I really want to play, if it's a launch title.
Right.
There's another Xbox game. Now they showed this off. I think it was E3 2017. It was during like one of the indie showcases at that. It was called The Last Night. It was like a 2D cyberpunk game. It looked really neat, but we've seen nothing since E3 2017. Like, there's been no developer talk, no showcases, no trailers, nothing. So, maybe, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be in the main show, but I would like to see more about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree.
I thought we were actually going to just get it now.
Jeff
during
Keighley
this
missing
indie showcase.
SSX is really funny. It also it doesn't have a release date. Scarlet Nexus doesn't. So I hope it's a launch title.
Yeah.
Legendary game creator.
The journey he wants to take us on with this game. I was really excited and honored.
Japan.
So this is a bit of a longer piece, but it takes you.
I'm maybe a little bit behind here, but
who is that?
Hello.
It's Yuji Naka. wait, Yuji Naka. Do you know who that is?
No.
This is the guy who made Sonic.
This is the Square company.
Yes, my co-creator on Sonic and Knights. Let's go. All right, wait a second. It's gonna be an original thing, but it's gonna be hype.
Oh yeah.
Ezra, I think you might be buying an Xbox pretty soon.
Nah, it's
probably for both play. Yeah, it's probably for both. Hopefully. Amazing Worlds of Music, you got that right.
Just waiting.
I'm so excited.
The action game.
アクションゲームオブアクションゲーム
Balan Wonderland
バランワンダーワールドです。
So the company is named after the game itself, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, so it's like Sonic Team.
Yeah, no, it's people. Those two are like the people who made Sonic.
Ooh,
back
that
when
looks
Sonic
like
needed making.
right.
Come on, show me gameplay. I just want to see some sick gameplay from Yuji Naka.
Right. Well, they said this would be a long presentation, so I think we're getting some.
Oh yeah.
I think this is
Yeah, we're
probably
definitely
gonna run until the
getting
main
some
show
like
starts.
Knights-esque characters here too.
そしてネガティブな気持ちにとらわれてしまったキャストたちの心をあなたの手で取り戻してあげてください。
本作は24言語に対応予定です。
Playable on both Xbox One and Xbox Series X.
That's cool.
As if that wasn't pretty much a foregone conclusion.
I don't know why they had to confirm that for me, but okay.
As if Microsoft hasn't been making that a core part of their marketing for the last year.
Right.
That's true.
It looks great. The art.
Yeah, I kind of like these. I kind of like the art style.
全世界初公開の映像も準備いたしましたので、
Alright, everybody shut up.
It's show
I just want to see some sick gameplay. That's all I want.
Balan Wonderworld, a strange and mysterious land that you visit when
It's
you
got
come
a-
to a turning point in life.
It's
I
got like
really
a
like this mascot.
right. Balin for Smash, and before everybody else.
That's
Alright,
gonna be
just
all
show
over
me.
Reddit in about 2 hours.
I just want to see some clean gameplay here.
Oh, there's some.
Over 80
80
different
costumes.
costumes, unlocking unique actions and abilities.
Actually, it kind of looks like Mario Galaxy to me a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks a lot like a Mario game actually.
Yeah.
So it's more of a platformer than an action
Yeah.
game, so to speak. Okay.
Yeah, this does look very Mario. With a bit of Zelda mixed in there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, but
Should-
like more Mario Odyssey than like 3D Mario.
Do you think we'll get copyright strike for this? Not that we get.
Nah.
Not that we get. Never mind. We don't get monetized for this.
Yeah, we make $0 off of this. We probably lose money. Yeah, actually, we have lost more money than we will ever make doing this.
Yeah. We definitely do this for
I'm
fun.
having some buffering issues, so I may have to. I may be cutting some of the part of this.
Okay.
version, but we'll see.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't happen during Halo. I'm fine.
Balance.
Wonderworld. Every moment is an adventure.
It looks interesting.
Is it an exclusive?
I would be shocked if Square made a Microsoft exclusive.
That'd be weird.
Spring 2021 though.
Because, I mean,
There it is,
historically,
the announcement
Microsoft
of
hasn't
Balan
done so well in
Wonderland,
Japan with the
Knights
Xbox.
was
I mean,
Right.
for,
special.
I mean, for
They'd
the
be
most
kinda
part, I'm
shooting
pretty sure the
themselves in the foot.
360,
Amazon and Square Enix
yeah, like the
for,
PS3,
sharing
I
that
believe in
world
Japan, like
premiere
outsold
announcement
the
with us
360
here
like
on
2 to
the
1.
pre-show.
Maybe not quite that
There's
amount,
even
but
more good stuff
did.
though coming up at the top of the hour.
If it was an
Alright.
exclusive
6
though,
minutes
wouldn't
away.
you think that
So
it
we're
would
gonna
be
have
during the
another group,
presentation?
join us here as we count down in the
That's
final
true.
5 minutes. We
I
got
don't know.
Matt Pat
I don't know.
joining
I'm
us
just speculating.
Matt
live
Pat.
from the Game Theorist headquarters.
It's
Oh,
over.
I know him.
I could check out right
Alright,
now.
I'm
I
gonna
am
go
sold.
get some
Balan
water.
Wonderworld,
And
number
I'll be
one.
back
Alrighty.
Over stand
momentarily.
aside Halo
6
Infinite.
minutes till.
That was what
Let's go. Yeah. So, I'm pretty hyped. Do you think we're getting anything from Bethesda in this? Since they haven't had
I'm not sure.
any. Honestly, they've been quiet all summer.
Well, they did show Deathloop at the PS5 reveal.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think, if anything, maybe maybe a Fallout 76 port. That'd be a long shot, but that's the only thing I can see them immediately doing. Or Elder Scrolls Online.
Could you imagine if they like announce like Fallout 5 before like Elder Scrolls 6 just to
mess with people?
Just to mess with all the well, actually, Elder Scrolls 6 is already announced, but if they announce that it's coming out before Elder Scrolls 6, but
Fallout 5 surprise drop this fall.
Yeah. Yes. Oh boy. People would be
Also, why is Vox here?
Who?
I don't know any of these well,
no,
actually,
Vox
I know
Vox is a news network.
Oh,
like I thought you were talking about
it
a
was
YouTuber.
I thought it was a YouTuber. I was like, it's a YouTuber.
I don't know who that is. Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, I thought you said not Vox. I thought you said Fox. I was like, why is Fox News covering the Game Awards?
Can I get Sean Hannity in Game Awards?
I need them to talk about Halo Infinite. Yeah.
Yes, that would be. I actually think that would be really funny.
Yeah.
So, what's everybody's countdown at?
I'm at 4 minutes 18 seconds.
I'm at 3 minutes 38 seconds.
I'm 3 minutes 41 from when you said 38. So I'm 3 seconds behind Ezra.
I'm gonna reset. Maybe I can get closer up there.
Okay. Yeah. I'm cool with being. Yeah, I'm at 326. So I'm cool with where I'm at right now. If I'm 3 seconds behind, that's that. Honestly, I'm streaming and doing all the recording. That's probably the best I can get. So I'm not gonna touch anything unless they laugh.
Yes. That is the right mindset.
I will take the 3 second delay. Honestly, I could use that to switch over to and get my audio unmuted and stuff for of the presentation. So that's cool.
Yeah.
It's working out, y'all.
YouTube. Like, this YouTube panel is hilarious. We've got Matt, Pat, and this other guy in the bottom left just laughing at how the Vox girl doesn't look like she knows what's happening. And then Jeff just trying to keep everything under control. That's pretty much everything that Jeff Keighley does is just try and steer the ship a little bit.
Yeah.
Show, which is
it's kind of like when he was at
sort of
the Game Awards trying to handle the audience's
like, I'm not a big
irritation
Halo
that Kojima
nerd
wasn't there
or
to
Watch
accept the
Dogs or
award.
just anything with a number after it, unless
she said
it's some like bizarre number that has nothing to do with
she said,
the game. Like if it's a sequel, I'm pretty much
What'd she
out.
say?
But I would
she
love
said,
to see more
I'm not the
from,
biggest Halo nerd, and
Tell
I'm
Me
like,
Why. If I don't know, I would love to see some
Jeff's gonna blow up.
gameplay and a good emphasis on that because it really brings an interesting amount of diversity to Xbox. But in general, I like to be really surprised whether or not it's some, Final Fantasy exclusive.
That's
the first time.
Wait.
Some game we've never heard of before from some small, exciting studio. I mean, that's always what we do. Also, Keanu Reeves, if he shows up again, I mean, that would be really great.
I think we would all freak out if Keanu Reeves came out.
You never know. I think he's in Berlin filming.
Yeah,
I virtual, so anyone can. This thing is anyone
comes
can
out
show
again
up
for the Fast and
around
Furious
world and
gameplay.
connect people.
Why
And
does
it's so different?
Probably.
Why
to
do
not
we
be
have
with
a
you guys,
Vox
with
reporter
5,000
on
people from
our
Microsoft Theater,
pre-show
getting to see
for
this
the
stuff, but we are
Xbox
literally
Series X show?
just about a
I'm
minute
so
away here from
confused.
going live. You guys are going to join us.
I mean, she
afterwards.
herself
You've got
fits
your
in with
Master
the other
Chief
two.
helmet.
I'm just surprised
Yeah.
that, like, it's
Thank
been so
everyone
focused on
for
YouTube
joining us
gaming, so it's kind of
exclusively
weird.
here on
Putting,
YouTube for
putting on
the
no, yeah,
pre-show
it's weird to
for
have
the
like a
Xbox
verified
event.
news source.
It's going to be about 2 minutes until
Yeah,
we
it's
go.
like,
So,
next to a guy
one
wearing
last
a Master
quick
Chief
rapid
helmet.
fire here.
Yeah,
Jamie's
exactly.
Got his webinar. How do you guys think they're going to open the show?
It's like
What do you think
just
the
a
first
guy
thing
in a Master Chief helmet with Matt, Pat, and Jeff Keighley, and then a reporter. It's just a weird sight.
I should tweet on our Twitter page that we are live right now. I totally forgot about that. Now we're into the stream.
This reporter literally just said, "I hope we start with Halo because I need a bathroom break."
Oh no! Oh no!
Chad is gonna eat her alive.
Oh yeah.
It's so it's
Chad
so
is gonna
annoying.
destroy her. It's not. I mean, I feel bad for her because I already know her Twitter's gonna start to blow up.
We are.
What are the odds that she actually gets harassed on Twitter for this?
Honestly, unfortunately, knowing the internet, it's pretty likely.
Yeah.
Knowing YouTube gaming and just the general way that Twitch chats will go.
Yeah.
I can see that happening.
All right, I'm gonna turn. The show's about to start. I'm gonna turn everybody down a little bit so I can focus on the show.
All good.
And
so there's gonna be a lot of dead air.
Yes, lots of dead air, lots of nothing. All right, let's get this party started.
World premiere.
All right.
Start with GTA 5. Start with
Peggy 18.
Actually,
you never know.
Start with GTA 5. Do it right now.
Oh, it's just. Oh.
Countdown.
I see.
Wait, do you think they're going to show off that lower budget model?
I hope so.
It's supposed to be two Xbox models. I'm thinking they'll probably. The rumor's been it's like I don't remember what it's called, but supposedly there's like a lower budget like all digital version of an Xbox, just like the PS5 digital edition.
All right, this is Halo. They're leading off with Halo.
Right out. Yeah, I'm turning up for Halo then.
Ooh. Yeah, this looks like. Well, I don't know, can't confirm, but.
Let's hold off on the judgments. This is probably CG right now.
Yeah.
Buffering.
Wait, is this? Oh no, this is the console probably.
Yeah. Well, but it also kind of looks Halo, so it's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
Well, again, those two brands are inseparable.
This is probably Halo.
Exosuit is now complete.
Yeah. This is Halo.
I heard something about an exosuit, and I was like, okay, it's Halo.
Even though this technology
It'd be really funny if they were pegging Series X as like what will save humanity from 2020, though.
I must remind myself.
Graphically, this looks good. I mean, I'm sure this is pre-rendered, but it looks good.
Titanium alloy cannot prevail.
There's no disclaimer about it not being pre-rendered, so.
Well, neither did Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Actual gameplay. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, sure.
Initialize? Yeah.
Means nothing.
Let's go.
Give me that
So
sweet gameplay.
is this a new design for Master Chief?
Yeah, it looks like it. Chief's back.
Oh, there's the music.
Show me some game. People are gonna be able to download this demo after the conference. Confirmed.
Oh yeah. Well, they even showed us the splash screen. This, I mean.
Oh, this is so.
After we lost, that's interesting for the lore there. What battle did we lose?
What did we lose?
What happened in between Halo 5 and Infinite?
It's a good question.
I'm going to have to make an emergency landing. Hold on.
Well, looks like in-engine footage is pretty good.
I mean, this.
Yeah.
The new art style on this new engine really seems to blend the original trilogy with, the 343 games really well.
Right.
Yeah.
Stanley. Breathe. No. You don't get to do anything. You don't get to tell me anything. We're. Listening? You've been listening?
I count 3 anti-aircraft cannons.
3 what?
We'll be safe here.
I'll be safe. I'll be safe. Safe? Safe? I haven't been safe since I found you. I found you, remember? You were out there on your own. You'd still be out there if it wasn't for me. I thought I was going home.
There won't be a home if we don't stop the banners.
Outmanned and out.
Bro.
Wait.
Outnumbered.
I'm getting some nostalgia vibes. I've only played the first two.
This is some class. Oh, of course I'm buffering during Halo.
Me too.
I know the working safe space drive. And when you're done with this,
Alright, I'm turning down to 720p because I'm unable. My computer is not handling this.
Are we all?
Oh, okay.
When I get back, we can look.
Alright, 480p. You'll work. We'll make 480p work. It's fine. Alright.
Alright, here's the gameplay. Let's go. Nice. Liking it.
Shooting some guys. Alright, alright. Classic
The guns
Halo.
still act like
Oh,
that.
yeah?
Yeah. I hope they explain why we're fighting the Covenant again, and not just the Banished.
Hey.
Nice. Warthogs are still in it, as if that was any kind of expectation. Is this gonna be semi-open world?
That's a good question. This stream is
Yeah.
It's a little.
I think it's the stream.
It's not us.
Yep.
It's not us. The PlayStation stream was fine. This is 100% the Xbox stream.
Yeah.
Then it's a good thing that it's not just on my end then, because this is starting to get really choppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It got really choppy during one of the cutscenes too.
Not a good way to show off the Xbox Series X.
I actually thought it was intentional in the cutscenes,
pre-rendered, yeah, or in up.
Like it was like some sort of fragmented memory or something, but no.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, gameplay does look like Halo. I mean, it's
oh yeah,
intact there. It does very much look like it's a perfect marriage between old Halo.
Yeah.
The art style is going to take some getting used to after Halo 5, considering that kind of brought it all in one direction, and now this looks very different.
It's different, yeah.
But I guess they also needed the course correction after Halo 5.
That's true. The reception on Halo 5 was unfortunate, to say the least, at least in terms of the single-player experience.
The campaign made some strange choices. Oh, that music is so
man.
Great.
One of the most iconic scores of all time.
In case the audience didn't already hear this when we started, I'm watching this on vacation. Safe vacation away from COVID. I should clarify that. I'm watching this in a beach house with on an old CRT television. So I'm not seeing this gameplay in
the
HD
high
or anything.
qualities.
Yeah. So I'm sure if I can tell that it looks good from a CRT, then I'm sure it's gonna look good in 4K.
Yeah.
Yes. Alright, good idea. I have to say, I've got nothing to say because I don't know Halo very well.
Right.
But, good idea to open with a Halo demo.
Yeah.
If you have an hour to fill,
right,
open it with the Halo demo.
I figured most of this conference would be Halo focused.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Alright, more
The
lag.
lag starting again.
Yep.
Whoa, choppiness. Alright.
I'm really hoping that's the stream and not the game.
It's probably the stream.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, it really does look like Halo, just going back to, it just looks like Halo.
Yeah, it does like remind me of old Halo footage.
Yeah.
That's true.
It also kind of looks like Halo meets Doom.
A little bit.
Some of like, and I guess the rumors were right. It's adding in the grappling hook as well.
Cool. My audio's ahead of the visual.
I can't.
I think mine
mine
synced back up.
Mine just did it the moment I said it, but yeah, we're good.
Scout, hunted, defeated by me. I wish I could tell you it was difficult, but it wasn't. We are one step ahead. Always. The raid is already under our control. Soon, the auditorium as well. The heart, share the same goal. We fight together to honor the will of Atriox. Without challenge, I grew weary.
Sick villain monologue, bro.
Well, they did address Atriox from Halo Wars 2.
Here you now stand. This is my last fight. True test of legends, our story. Outlive us both. Set a fire in your heart, Spartan. Bear your fangs. Fight hard. Die well.
Holiday 2020. Yep.
No date on the Series X. Wow.
Unless they're saving that for the end, yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say maybe they're saving it. They don't want to put it out yet.
Mm-hmm. But confirmed launch title.
We hope you enjoyed your first look at Halo Infinite's campaign. I'm incredibly proud of the team at 343, and we're thrilled to share a hint of the epic battles that await you.
This is the most ambitious campaign we've ever created.
Oh, that's much more smooth now.
Yeah, no, it seems like it's.
Yeah, that was so there the stream.
Last two Halo games combined. Halo Infinite has been built from the ground up to take full advantage of Xbox Series. Bigger battles.
Then why is it on Xbox One?
No, that's a good point.
Processing power per pixel.
Well, that's probably a Microsoft thing.
Flawless 60 frames per second and will allow us to bring the ring to life.
I mean, graphically, it doesn't look all in terms of like power that the Xbox One can't handle. I think it's mostly going to be loading resolution and frame rate that are increased on the Series X.
All right, more
world premiere.
Oh, here we go.
More world premieres, boys.
Oh yeah.
Xbox Game Studios.
Okay, so this is an exclusive. Confirmed.
Hellblade? No, this doesn't look like Hellblade.
Hellblade's
This looks like RE8, which is pretty funny.
Looks like what?
Resident Evil 8, but it's not.
Actually, yeah, it does kind of look. My first thought was, wait a minute, this is The Last of Us? And then I'm like, oh wait.
What is this?
What studio is this?
Yeah, I want to know what studio this is.
Is this like a pre-rendered thing for State of Decay 3?
Oh yeah, State of Decay 3. Yeah, that's probably happening. I forgot about State of Decay.
So did most of these people.
Rip. I remember lag. I remember hearing a lot of interesting things about it when it was coming out. The first one.
Yeah, I haven't played either of them.
Okay, that looked intentional, but I can't confirm.
Yeah, it probably wasn't.
So it's a zombie game. pretty much confirmed. Vader Kit, yep. Vader Kit.
You were right. You were right. I just bandwagoned.
All right, here we go.
It's funny how much this is like the PS5 review.
Yeah.
It's Phil
Welcome
Spencer.
everyone to the Xbox Game Showcase.
That's our guy.
I missed him.
Today, we're showing games from 9 of our 15 Xbox Game Studios, including unveils of 5 new first-party games. What you will see today is how Xbox Game Studios are harnessing their passions to bring their dreams to life.
So these are all exclusives.
We believe that how you find and play your games.
I wonder what those
is
other
as
remaining
important
studios
as the
are.
device you
I guess
play
they're probably
on.
games in your
Xbox
early
Game
to have
Pass
out.
is the best way to discover and play, and we want you to be able to experience as many great games as possible. So Game Pass members, you can play every game you
I want
see
that Halo shirt that Phil
from your
Spencer's
subscription
wearing.
or free to play. These games will look and play best on
So-
Xbox Series X, delivering unmatched fidelity.
I wonder how much money
performance,
they're making
precision,
on
and
Game
immersion.
Pass.
But we've designed the most
Well, they're really
consistently
banking on
powerful
that.
next
Well,
generation
the
Yeah.
fact that it's also available
and
on
we built
PC is
state-of-the-art
probably
platform
their
technology
big,
to allow
That's
every
true.
developer
their big
to
selling
realize their
point.
full vision. One studio that has always pushed the limits of our hardware is Turn 10.
Oh, Forza.
And they're early in development on the next Forza Motorsport.
Forza.
And Xbox Series X is bringing them closer to their dream of
It's-
unprecedented
I
realism.
mean, like, what I'm
with
seeing
ray
from this in
tracing
Microsoft is whereas
and
Sony is kind of going with the if it ain't broke, don't fix it model and just saying, here's your new PlayStation, here's the new games, enjoy. Microsoft seems to be like, yeah, we
Yeah.
have new hardware and it's going to be great and we want you to buy it, but we're focused on making sure you buy our games and get our service, no matter
That's
where
true.
you play it. Especially with xCloud now, they're like, you can play it on your computer, play it on an Xbox, play
Right.
it on your phone. As long as
Yeah.
you play our stuff with our service, we don't care what you play it on.
So this
So,
is an
like-
engine.
Kind of good and bad.
Is Forza gonna have a story mode? Part of me kind of hopes so, just so like we can get that. We can have like funny memes about how everybody like EA was like single player games are dead, and then everybody starts adding single player modes to their game.
And I think Jedi Fallen Order proved to EA that they're still quite alive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it buffering for you guys too?
Not this time.
Not me.
I guess it's just on my end.
Xbox Game Studios.
Going right into the next one.
I guess
Banjo?
Microsoft learned from Sony. It's just do them one at a time.
Banjo?
Our
Probably not
world
Banjo.
has a
But
rhythm.
Banjo, though.
We all sense it,
That's what it is. The rare.
Okay, it's
logo.
not Banjo.
but only a few
Well, and I guess
truly feel
I mean, if it's rare, it could have been Perfect Dark, but I guess Rare's not doing the Perfect Dark game.
it is found in the smallest
I
moments.
mean, granted, Microsoft
I like
owns
this
the
art
IP from
style.
that.
In every step of a perilous journey. In the symmetry of ritual. In the bonds we share.
Is this gonna be the last Guardian?
Last
And
Guardian
in
2.
moments of stillness.
Yes, Sony Japan Studios, funded by Xbox. Xbox World Studios.
It
or
teaches
whatever.
us to look beyond the expected.
This looks like Avatar.
To be a light in dark places.
Either Avatar, either Avatar Cameron Avatar or Avatar Last
To
Airbender.
seek answers.
It looks like
Yeah,
Avatar.
it's actually just an Avatar
Right.
sequel.
I didn't want to say it, but like, yeah, I was thinking that.
Over our world.
I am getting the Avatar vibes.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of Avatar, I need to rewatch it so I can watch my
We all sense
Until you said Core, I wasn't sure which Avatar you were talking about either.
but
No, I'm not watching the James Cameron Avatar.
Yeah, I need to rewatch both. Or
someone in chat saying, "Finally, Minecraft 2."
If we see anything Minecraft, it's gonna be Steve and Smash. But that wouldn't be here. That'd be a Nintendo.
Yeah, that would be a Nintendo.
Haven't we heard about this game before? Everwild?
Everwild will give to you
so.
a magical,
I feel like I remember it being a
untamed
thing.
natural world for you to explore and to just
hopefully Rare
truly
can-
lose yourself in.
Can
Bounce
come back
back.
on
To
top.
be
Because they
eternal.
haven't really had
An Eternal
a
has
big,
the
good game
gift
in
to
quite a
sense
while,
and
other
feel
than
how
their
magic
anniversary
flows
collection,
through
which is
nature.
literally just
It's
their old
everything.
game.
Someone said in the
The
chat,
team here at Rare
Stadia
are
has
so
better
excited
FPS.
working on something like
Oh,
Everwild.
really?
And I hope you're excited
That's probably
too. But I
not
just want to take
accurate
this
either.
opportunity to say a massive,
Which is
massive
even
thank
worse.
you to everyone who's shown their support and love, and for the incredible, awesome, positive community that's already growing around.
I didn't know
this
Rare
game.
was located
thank you,
in
thank
England.
You, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
I kind of assumed they were a Japanese dev, but I was wrong.
Well, you pick a game studio out of a hat, there's a good chance that they are.
Memories.
Love you, Mom.
You seeing what I'm seeing?
Mom?
1,000?
Yeah.
Don't nod.
It doesn't matter
What, are they here?
that they don't believe us.
Yeah, this is their game.
We all believed that would happen that night.
No, this is Rare.
Oh, you're behind.
Oh, okay.
I'm on the next
I was
game
like-
already.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that they kept us apart.
Brother, sister, we look out for each other.
It doesn't matter that finding the truth
Who is this?
feels
Oh, this is the
impossible.
voice actress who played Tifa, by the way.
Is it?
No, I'm refreshing that. If you guys are that far ahead,
The
then I'm
only
definitely
thing that
refreshing.
matters is you're my brother.
It sounds.
Yeah,
a
I
lot
can
like-
hear it. Yeah, I can hear it now.
And the only way to move forward is to keep
This
looking
Life is
back.
Strange, whatever number we're on now, I have no idea what
Nah,
number
We've
we're
been
on.
getting these visions
Nah, Life
whenever
is
we
Strange
see
is a
or
Square
hear
Enix
something
joint.
really emotional.
This is Don't Nod. This is an Xbox Game Studios thing.
Everything we thought we knew about Marianne just got thrown out the window.
This is the most.
She loved you.
This is the most like 2010s movie trailer
Yeah.
I thought
I've
coming
ever
here would
seen.
be
It's
great
actually
in our
really
lives.
funny.
This game also looks like every indie game I've.
Yeah.
It's
Nothing good
true,
comes from stirring
though.
up old memories.
Like, it doesn't look bad, it just does
We don't
not
really have a
look
choice about that.
anything
There's always a
near
choice, son.
with any kind of.
Yeah.
I was like, wait,
I
is
can't do this.
Captain whatever thing that's spin off? Tell me why. Yeah, we've heard about this game before, I think. You know, it's episodic.
Chapter 1 available August 27th.
That's close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess like the whole season disc will be out as like a launch.
So wait,
Probably.
Series X.
343, Rare,
Moon.
Don't Nod.
Hey everyone, my name is Gennady. I'm the co-founder and director
Okay.
of technology.
So this
at
is number
Studios.
5.
Today we're very excited to tell you that we're working on a very, very special version of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, specifically for Xbox Series X. We are now at a time where we can reach
Okay, so
levels
Ori
of fidelity and frame rates previously absolutely impossible.
Is that even
on
technically
any
considered a
console.
game reveal if it's
An
just
already
a port
gorgeous
of
game
Ori
like
to the
Ori
series
can now
X?
run at a
I would consider it,
120
but-
Hz refresh rate in full 4K
I don't know. What do you
I
guys
guess, but
think?
like,
highest quality, delivering
as a world
unprecedented
premiere,
game
I
feel
wouldn't
with
really
silky
consider
smooth
it. Like, I mean, I
animation,
consider it a new
super
game, but I wouldn't
crisp,
consider
sharp
it a
image,
world premiere.
and low input latency,
Yeah.
which is just so important for the
I
tight
have
and
no
precise
clue.
platform.
You know, it's funny.
feel
They're trying to show off frame rate, but
we can also boost the
can't
immersion
tell.
My friends.
by using premium audio tech that we previously just couldn't
Yeah,
see.
that's the
Oh,
difficult part here.
I
And with
feel
all of this
like I'm
crazy
almost
hardware
getting to
power,
feel bad
we
for
can give our
Xbox because I
players
know this
more
isn't on my
options
end and it's
with how
actually
they
getting
want to
really
play
funny.
our game.
Yeah,
We
like
can't
I
wait
know
for
this
all
is
of you
clearly
to
not how they
experience this
intended to
very
show off
special
their new
version
games.
of Ori
Yeah.
coming to
It is.
Xbox
What's
Series
great
X
is also-
and
Said
smart
that it
delivery
happened at
later
the
this
beginning
year.
of the stream, and then it keeps happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that it had to be during the Halo reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm sure once the stream is over, they'll put up like a finalized video version of it on YouTube that wasn't part of the stream.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna check out as soon as this is over because I want to rewatch the Halo game without the lag.
The furthest reaches of the universe
This
comes the biggest mystery in the galaxy.
Looks familiar.
An abandoned research
Is this Outer Worlds?
It looks like Outer Worlds. Yeah.
A sordid
Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah, because they own Obsidian now, so this is probably just a Series X port.
Scandalous.
This would make it an exclusive, though.
You are looking right on
It worked for next gen, because it had already come out on previous gens that was already in the world.
Or sword.
Yeah, it would make sense for it to be a Series X exclusive and not a PS5 game.
Thrills.
Yeah.
Danger.
Well, I told you we get something from
A word of
Bethesda.
advice before you go, Captain.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Trust
but,
no
This
one.
is almost certainly Outer Worlds.
Yeah. Well, you guys are. Well, actually, yeah, you guys are ahead of me a little bit, I think.
I'm lagging again.
Gorg.
This stream is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good lord.
Is this a DLC?
Yeah, it's DLC.
I don't know how I feel about them showing off DLCs as game reveals.
If you're waiting
I hope the DLC is exclusive.
for the
Right.
biggest game of the year, then wait for Cyberpunk.
Wait a
Could
second.
not that
For the
bad at all.
We've got you covered.
For a second, I thought that was intentional. I was like, what?
From Obsidian Entertainment, the makers
I got a
of
good
games
chuckle out of
are
that. That was
nothing
funny.
like this one.
It's actually like one of the most self-aware trailers I've ever watched.
Right.
Did you just see the thing about Cyberpunk?
Thrive together.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's behind. That's right.
Yeah, you're behind. You'll get there.
Go solo.
Oh lord.
Yep. You having that issue too?
The static?
Yep.
The static jitters. Wow, Xbox. Nice lag.
That was not good.
That was what I like to call tragic.
Yeah.
I do kind of like their line here of where they mentioned from the makers from Obsidian, the makers.
It's something we do every day when we come to
Oh,
the
yeah.
and we can't wait for you to play our next great adventure, Peril on Gorgon. It's the first of two
We're
planned
gonna get
story
footage
expansion
Battletoads?
packs for the
Wait, why have
Outlaws
we?
we're putting together with
How
our
did we get back
friends from
to?
the private division. Now it's
Yeah,
also
how
important
did we get to this?
continue to
They're
evolve
both
how we tell
Obsidian.
stories in games.
Oh,
The Grounded
okay.
is a perfect example of that. The
I
team
was
has been
just
working
like,
for
how
the
did
last 2
we get
years
here?
on how to
Back it
tell
up a
an
little
Obsidian
bit.
story.
Oh, I
within
forgot
survival.
Bethesda is not
Now what's great is
Outer
you're gonna be able
Worlds.
to
That's
play the game
Obsidian,
on
but it's the
July
same
20th
people
on
that.
Xbox Game Preview
I-
and on Steam Early Access.
They did Fallout New
Oh,
Vegas,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we want to continue to build ground.
Outer Worlds fans
Oh,
just
yeah.
cringed
If you've
at
been
my
wondering, we have working on that next RPG. Check this
Another
Assumption.
world premiere.
World
Maybe you can
premiere.
stop lagging for 2 seconds.
right.
Like I said, I almost feel bad for Xbox simply just due to how bad this lag is for their
Yeah.
reveal.
They ported Ghost of Tsushima, guys.
God of War on Xbox Series X confirmed.
Obsidian game.
A new RPG
It
from Obsidian.
forged our empire. Turned heroes into queens and kings.
Kind of cool.
And decimated our foes. Now
This
our
looks-
hopes are lost. Forsaken.
Cool CG trailer, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This kind of.
And you
This
must
reminds me of the
face the
Unreal
mystery.
Engine, but I don't think it is.
What?
It probably is.
Our sins have borne.
That was pretty well marketed with PS5.
Right.
Which game?
Is an oath worth the weight of a crown?
Which game?
The Unreal Engine 5, I said.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Avowed. Alright, Obsidian kind of popping off a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Obsidian basically saying, look at how good our tech is. Look at how good the Xbox Series X is by an Xbox.
Avowed is an expansive first-person RPG set in the fantasy world of Eora. When Obsidian Entertainment joined Xbox Game Studios, they told us that this epic game is the one they want to make.
I needed an
As
Xbox
creators
exclusive,
of critically acclaimed
other than Halo to buy.
RPGs, this is Obsidian at their best, and it is being built from the ground up to take full advantage of the power
confirmed
of
we're not really
Xbox
getting
Series X. At Xbox Game Studios, we also work with independent
during,
always
during
with the
the
goal
hour,
of
but-
empowering them to bring their
maybe in the
ideas
post-show.
to life.
Yeah,
Our work with interior
because they said that
lighting
they're showing off
led by some of the most talented
Xbox Game Studio
storytellers in
stuff.
our industry. Let's meet
That makes me think
Caroline
that
Marshall, studio head
it's
of Interior
definitely
Lighting, to debut their
an exclusive
Interior
type
night
stuff.
I'm also thinking we're not going to get Call of Duty today.
Oh no.
Really passionate about your story.
I don't think so
because
either.
When you play your story,
I think
you
if
step into
we,
the character's
that'll
shoes.
probably come during the
You
State
get
of
to
Play next
experience
month if we
their
get one.
fears,
Yeah,
their
I think so
hopes,
too.
Their conflicts firsthand, and in the process, you learn more about yourself. And this is quite powerful. Our first game spans 13 years in the American Southwest. It's a story about family, resilience,
Did
and
not expect him to zoom in on
most
the
of all,
UK and then hear
it's
a
about
French
how
accent.
you
That was a
approach
I was not expecting that.
real, flawed people trying to find their way in a world they don't fit in.
Also,
I hope you
prepare
enjoy the
for
trailer.
this to be the most generic thing you've ever seen in your entire life.
What studio is this?
Just so you know. I don't know what the name of this game is, but
Yeah,
I
I don't
know
know.
it's going to be generic.
Fortune, smile and fade. I haven't seen.
Sounds like every indie game pitch I've ever heard. Sounds like what's his face, the guy who made that co-op game A Way Out, and basically just started yelling at EA on the Game Awards stage.
Yeah.
And they
That
announced
was
that
a
game during the PS5.
Mine.
I just remember the F the Oscars
It was the end of the road.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
that was a true legendary moment.
The sun went down on all of us.
One of
that
the only
day.
moments I've ever seen that actually faced
Was
Chuck
it
Seeley.
fate? Coincidence? No. It was a long forgotten secret.
I don't know
Buried
what
in
I'm
the dark.
looking at, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either.
It looks like we're looking at a bunch of concept art.
All my life, I've been scared of the shadows.
This is another example of
But now,
indie game that's gonna get
I'm
great
finally
reviews
ready to
that I'll
step
probably
into
get
the
free
light.
on Twitch Prime and never play.
I got your letters.
As dusk falls. See, it's kind of it looks kind of neat conceptually, but I don't even know. All right.
Yeah, what's the gameplay?
It's time for Hellblade.
Here at Ninja Theory, we're hard at work
Yep.
on all of our
Oh,
projects,
I'm so behind.
including
Just show me
Senua
Hellblade.
Saga Hellblade 2, which we announced at the Game Awards back in December. An incredible
How do you play this
3.5
game?
million players have now experienced Senua's story in Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. We're excited to
dusk
start
till
giving
dawn
you an
again.
insight into what comes next for our Celtic warrior. An experience that we'll be building in Unreal Engine 5 for Xbox Series X and PC. I'm happy to reveal today that Senua's Saga will be set in the beautiful country of Iceland.
Go Iceland.
And you can find out more about our location scouting and how we've discovered the history of our setting in a brand new behind-the-scenes development diary, which you can view straight after the show on the Ninja Theory YouTube channel.
Hellblade 1 has such a weird, arc. It started off as a PS4 and PC digital exclusive.
Yeah.
And then it got a PS4 physical release. And then once Ninja Theory
It's been
bought,
so
once
touching to see
Microsoft
the
bought
impact
Ninja Theory,
that
then it got an
Senua's
Xbox
Sacrifice
physical
has had
release.
on so many players. And we're
Why would I
incredibly
need to
thankful
buy
all of the
Xbox
fans
when I can play all the
Senua's
games
story
better on
so
PC?
far.
Good question.
We're excited for you to be part of our development.
I don't know, why don't you ask
journey from here
Microsoft?
on out.
Xbox. I want to know what you're doing.
I mean, I did just get Hellblade 1 on Xbox, so I'll have to give it a shot. I want to play it. It's only a couple hours long, I think.
Right.
so far. We're excited for you to be part of that.
Peter, he's on the line.
What? Peter, he's been sitting there the whole time.
Hey,
who wrote the song?
Jack Black and another
Peter.
Double Fine game. Hasn't he been in multiple Double Fine games at this point?
Who?
I have no clue.
Jack Black.
Okay. Like I said, I'm fine, so I have...
Oh.
Probably been a long time since.
Oh, he was in.
Is that
really Joel Osment?
Hold on 1 second. Let me listen.
Where are we?
It's a quiet place.
Lost alone.
Oh yeah, Psychonauts 2 is what they're starting off with.
Just a thought is all I've got. Now my cover's low. At the bottom of a lake of frozen feelings. When my friends pulled me back up, I started
Man.
Show me gameplay. Alright, thank you. You don't get to not show me gameplay.
You don't get to show me Jack Black singing and not show me gameplay.
Right.
Exactly.
And I can't see the sky, and I can see each molecule.
Man, the Psychonauts games look like so much of a trip. Like, I need to play through them.
Yeah. Seriously. Very trippy. People are popping off about PS2 in the chat. I think that's really funny.
PS2 exclusive?
I think so.
Lag. Back at it again.
Psychonauts 1 is going to get an Xbox port. Like, oh, I guess it's probably back compatible if it is on Xbox, original Xbox.
Oh man.
Yeah, the lag has gotten bad.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, we're gonna end up being like a full 30 minutes behind the rest of the show.
Seriously. Alright, we're getting multiple views of the box, you know, it's cool.
Yeah, I'm refreshing the page because
We
it's
can't
gone
wait for you to
completely.
experience
I'll
the
have to watch all
amazing
these
games
reveals
built by
later.
Xbox Game Studios, and there is just so much more for you to play on Xbox. We are partnering with thousands
I
of
thought
creators,
she was
from the
somebody
largest
from
publishers
Double
to
Fine,
the smallest
and I was
independent
like,
developers, to bring
I
you
don't
the
know
broadest variety
what's
of
happening,
games
but okay.
ever. There is one developer in particular that is close to us. Not just geographically, but in history too.
Bungie.
I'm thrilled to announce that this fall,
Are we getting
Bungie will bring Destiny 2.
Destiny 2.
Oh, I was gonna say,
And
if they announce a Destiny.
If you are one of the
Destiny
more than 10
3
million
Yeah.
subscribers, you also
Wow.
get access to all current Destiny 2 expansions starting this September.
So
For Game
is
Pass Ultimate members,
Destiny 2 going full
will also be playable on
exclusive?
mobile from the cloud.
No, I don't think that. It's
Later
it's
this year,
I mean, it's free to play now, but all of
a
the
new
expansions
version of
are in
Destiny
Game
2
Pass.
that is optimized for Xbox
Oh,
Series
okay.
X. 4K resolution running at 60
And a
frames
Series
per
X
second.
port.
Here's an all-new look at Bungie's Destiny 2
Destiny
Beyond
Trail.
Light.
We were wrong about the third-party thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess also it makes sense for Bungie to be there because they have such a history with Xbox.
Right.
It'd be like with Konami showing up at like a PlayStation event where like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It's time to step beyond the light.
I've always wanted to play Destiny, but there's just so much baggage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I'm like,
I played the first game, I wasn't that big of a fan.
Like, I wanted to have that collection with, like, Game & Watch.
The lore is really confusing, too.
Yeah, which is, like, mostly why I play games. Gameplay, like, there's such a, like, lax...
It looks cool. Do I have any
Gameplay-wise,
energy for Destiny anymore? No.
No.
I'm out.
This is Destiny 2 that you can play any way you want thanks to Xbox Game Pass. Some of the world's most inspired developers are working on games for Xbox Series X, and we're just honored
we might have
to be able
gotten a
to
tease for the
collaborate
release
with
date then, because they said
Xbox
that
Series
it's
X will
launching
power
November
both
10th
new
on
and
Game
experienced
Pass,
creators,
so if we're getting a
bring the future
Destiny
of
2
games to
port
life
on
like never
Series
before.
X, maybe
Unique perspectives, unexpected
November
innovations, and fresh voices
early
that demand
November.
to be heard, and that we
I have no
can't wait for you
clue.
to discover. All of the games you're about to see are being built to launch exclusively on Xbox consoles.
Okay, so we're getting a
and
like a
enjoy.
third-party reel
Third-party sizzle reel,
World
which means
premiere.
we're definitely not getting Call of Duty.
of console launch exclusives. Yeah.
One thing that console launch exclusive,
That-
like it's not going to be launching on the PS Class.
No. Okay. Ooh, more generic stuff. Yay.
Hey, hey, what's that quote? But now it's a ghost town.
But now,
I forget the first part of that line, but Modern Warfare
I don't know.
remastered. Oh, no.
Things going dark. Is this Modern Warfare 3 remastered?
No. That is definitely
no,
not.
way too close to talk about this.
It's Tenet, the movie, the game.
Tenet, the movie, the game.
Confirmed.
The fact that I'm like, this looks like the last any other number of apocalypse.
Yeah.
Is it Resident Evil 8?
No, because it's console launch exclusives.
Oh yeah.
Also, Resident Evil 8 is set in like a village or something.
Yeah.
True. I do get that vibes though.
Stalker 2. What?
Okay.
More world premieres.
World
All right.
premiere.
Is this
Going
gonna
the same
count
way
as a
as,
world
like,
premiere?
Same way as like the PlayStation event where it was like we started off strong, had some like and then ended strong.
Yeah, probably. What could Xbox reveal though?
Gears.
Gears just had
That's
a game
true.
last year. It's
Perfect
not time
Dark,
for Gears.
maybe. Perfect
Yeah.
Dark or Fable.
Yeah, I think if they have a big boy, it's Fable.
Or we get that Harry Potter game. Just kidding.
My Lord
I'm
Inquisitor.
kidding.
Uh-oh.
I've reached a term of prime and begun our investigation.
This sounds like Star Wars Rebels dialogue.
Our recon squad has been sent
It really
to
does.
level 6 of the Hive to determine the full extent.
Fat Shark.
of the rest.
That's a game studio name right there.
Well, it says
I'll know
Warhammer. Is this
more.
like a first-person Warhammer spinoff?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Ooh.
Warhammer Dark Tide.
If
Huh.
they make it back.
Warhammer fans gotta be happy right now, I guess.
Yeah. All the Warhammer fans going nuts in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. They are actually.
World premiere.
Well, the fact that it's launching
People
on.
are really wanting Elden Ring.
Well, when they say console launch exclusive, how long does that mean if a console launch exclusive?
No clue.
Like, does that give it a year or?
Is that
what?
their way of saying, yeah, we're releasing this when the Xbox comes out, but we have no idea when the Xbox is coming out?
I guess that basically means it's like it'll launch on this first, and then like when the PS5 comes out, it'll come out. Like I'm just assuming that's just another way of them saying timed exclusivity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What am I looking at right now?
I'm not sure.
It's just a hey, we love our gamer thing. Like, thank you for playing Xbox. So.
Right. And it doesn't even look like they're actually playing it.
Tetris, but with footage of gamers playing video games. What?
Most of the frames I'm seeing of people playing these games with this controller does not look like people actually playing a game.
Right.
It's true.
It looks like
that
people
was
in
not
movies
true to life
playing.
Tetris.
And the buffering is real bad.
I can't believe that they're actually making a Tetris that's exclusive to Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, they did make one that was exclusive to Switch, but that also makes sense with its Nintendo history.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that like Tetris will definitely be at launch.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a hard game to make.
Literally every other console in history.
Right.
Steam World. Ooh, Steam World Dig was... I heard good things about Steam World Dig.
I have both of them. I haven't played them at all.
I think I've played the first... I played the demo for the first one. That's
What we got? Another good-for-nothing space rock? Whoa.
I mean, optimized single player. Like, how do you optimize Tetris?
Have you seen competitive Tetris?
No.
That's what I would call optimal. Competitive Tetris is wild.
Oh yeah.
Also, I'm just going to say it during the reveal, since none of us really know what this is. We had during the Ubisoft show, we were with the possibility of Splinter Cell, but we did get Far Cry 6, which looks pretty dope.
Oh yeah. It was unfortunate that that game had to get leaked before the event.
Yeah.
That seemed like their big title that they were going to show.
Also, still no word on Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm actually surprised on the reveals we've gotten compared to
what
I expected. You know
what
I mean?
Reverse split too.
Which I will give, based on what I've seen during this show, I will give Microsoft credit as opposed to PlayStation that there does seem to be a lot more variety and diversity in the genre of games that are being shown off as exclusives. Like, I mean, ever since Naughty Dog was getting so big, almost every PlayStation exclusive has been angry old dad with gun or sword in like a third-person action game.
That's true.
It's like it's all third-person action. Spider-Man.
It all starts.
Yeah.
All of that. I mean, Ratchet & Clank obviously is a third-person shooter, but it's still a third-person action game.
The forest.
Yeah.
This looks
I love those types of games, but
I mean, it's kind of. I guess it's kind of par for the course though, because Sony kind of built their brand off of that style of game, whereas Microsoft was the arbiter of sort of the first-person shooter on console in a lot of ways. Like Halo is kind of responsible for that being a serious consideration.
I mean, it's really the prototype for every modern multiplayer game.
Yeah.
This is definitely a noir type game.
Worse.
That cat game from the PS5 is it?
Ooh, this turned differently.
Yeah, it didn't say world or like world premiere or something. Oh, did it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it did. I definitely saw console
I saw
launch
something about this earlier.
Dual reality gameplay. Two worlds rendered. Huh.
Oh wait, did they show this off at the last Xbox event? Is that like Hellscape one they showed off?
I don't remember it.
No, I saw something about this like yesterday or something like that.
Ooh. Remember the one I'm talking about from the last Xbox?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about though. Now it's ringing bells.
Yeah, I think this is that one that showed off. It like had that like pre-rendered cinematic thing. But,
Sure.
Yeah, this is definitely that.
Yeah.
It looks cool though, whatever it is.
The Medium.
Yeah, that's
not my cup of tea.
World
looks very
premiere.
Silent Hill. Gameplay wise though, this
Sega
could be very interesting.
This is not Sonic. Oh, this is Phantasy Star Online. Yeah.
I'm still on the medium.
It's kind of fun.
I could tell Ezra perked up when he saw the Sega logo. I can already
did,
tell.
and then I was like, oh no, this is not Sonic music. What is this? Is this a new Phantasy Star Online game? Is that what this is?
Looks like
Phantasy
it.
Star Online 2, I think that is getting ported to Xbox.
Well, no, it's already out.
No, I didn't even know that. I'm still on the medium right now. It's still buffering on that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Unknown threats. Oh, this might be like a new episode or whatever, like whatever their expansion, like whenever they do story stuff or something like that.
If that's the case, but kind of, I'm very mixed.
Let me eat my words. This might be a new Phantasy Star Online.
I would hope so. I
2 looks nothing like this.
So since the medium, the only thing that's shown off is Phantasy Star.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna refresh a little bit then, since I didn't miss anything else specifically. I am kind of surprised at the minimal amount of
Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. Okay, it's an expansion or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Windows Azure.
That's my problem with this showcase so far. There's been a lot of expansions and not actual games. Like, you know, when you
the
ever
Outer Worlds thing was super weird.
Right.
Is this that Rainbow Six zombie quarantine thing?
Could be.
No, no, this is that Crossfire X.
Ah.
Yeah. So,
by the way, you're caught up to us.
Oh, okay, cool.
Go ahead.
This actually has me slightly interested because, like, I could less about. I know it's like been out in like Asia for a long, but Remedy is making a campaign in the U.S.
We protect our own.
Can you protect
For what?
Oh, so Crossfire X has been like a multi-player game in Asia for a long time, but in the U.S.
Yeah.
Paid for it.
That's cool.
Multiplayer is free to play.
That's awesome.
Soon, the entire world will burn. All because of him.
Well, I think if it's Remedy making the campaign, that's fitting the campaign.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Crossfire.
Man, this lag is bad.
Yeah.
Today, you saw 10 world
It's
premieres
very
and
disappointing.
22 console
Didn't
launch
they say-
exclusives. Game Pass members can play every
Was
game
that it?
you have seen today from Xbox Game Studios.
Yeah, that's
and
it,
all
I
of our
think.
partners in the subscription or free to play. This is just a peek at some of the new titles coming to Xbox Series X. And some of the games you already love and some you have yet to play will also be optimized for Xbox Series X. Games like Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, and Sea of Thieves. You'll get
Gears
next
Tactics.
gen
What if they showed Gears
upgrades
Tactics?
at no additional cost. when they launch.
Oh, did they?
I missed it.
They showed one brief frame of what looks like Gears of War.
This holiday season.
Okay.
With Series X and Game
Or maybe it was Gears 5.
Maybe we'll get something.
And
It just says upgrades available through smart delivery. Maybe it was just a Gears 5 thing.
Now, you may have noticed we didn't get to visit all of our Xbox game studios today. That means
100
we'll
titles
have more
by
to share
holiday?
later
Pretty
this
good.
year. But until
One
then,
more thing, guys.
there's one more thing.
Yep.
World
Harry
premiere.
Potter.
Harry Potter, come on, let's go.
Oh no, it's Xbox Game Studios. Never mind.
Dang it.
We'll have more to share later this year. But until
Playground.
then, here's one more
Wait, isn't Playground Forza?
I have no
Well, they
clue.
did just say also more to show later
this is
this
Fable.
year.
The world
This is
filled
absolutely
with
Fable.
stories
Yeah.
of legendary heroes
Yep.
and
Yeah.
treacherous
It's Fable.
villains.
It looks good. I know this is CG, but
This is absolutely a CG trailer.
Where nature and magic live
I'm also
in
interested to see
harmony.
how much far into the future when they say like
Not all stories have
how
happy
far
endings.
that later in the race means if they're launching it like
But yours has yet to be written.
Fable. Just like, don't show us anything.
right. Oh, this is Halo again.
They hit us with that hard one more thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the most one more thing I've ever seen.
Is it a Fable reboot? Or...
It could be. Finally, a new Zelda. There's so early review says that like
What were you gonna say?
like there was a bunch of stuff that was cool here. I'm gonna turn my stream down. There's a lot of stuff that was cool here, but there wasn't a lot of stuff that I looked at and I was like, I want to buy a console for that.
Right.
For me, it's
And
still only Halo.
yeah, and if I can play it on my PC, then kind of what's the point?
Right.
Because like I have a good enough PC to run probably most of these games. At this
There
point.
wasn't much. Like there wasn't really a whole lot where I'm like, I need to buy this day one.
Right.
I mean, like I'm going to for Halo, but that's really the only reason.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna buy. Like. I want to play like.
Yeah,
if they had shown me like an exclusive of a series that I want to play,
right?
Then,
all right,
but they
hello everyone.
didn't.
Welcome back to the Xbox Game Showcase post show.
Well, you can
there
tell
you go.
the stuff is also going on. Like,
brand
oh,
new
we
Fable
finally have
and our
exclusives
first
now,
look
but
at the
when they say
gameplay of
22,
Halo
a
Infinite.
good chunk of those
We now
are
have a
either
post show with
ports
some
of
developers joining us
Xbox
as
One
well.
games.
Aaron Greenberg
Time
from Xbox. Luke Smith from
Yeah.
Bungie is going to be with us as well. Tim Schafer.
Really,
and,
that's bold. The
much
best
more.
lineup
And
of next
course,
gen
we want
games.
your
That is a
reactions to
bold
what you guys
statement.
think. I just posted a poll.
That
up
is
earlier.
a
How would you
very
rate
bold
Xbox in the press
statement.
conference and what they did? We want to
Hey,
hear
Alec,
your
I'm looking at
opinion
the
on it
real.
and
Most
what
of those
Xbox showed
ports,
across their
they're
entire
high def
portfolio.
or
One interesting
like
thing,
4K ports
everything
of
they
Xbox
showed
One
today
games.
was an Xbox Game Pass game, which
Yeah.
you know is
I
pretty
think
impressive.
that
That
Game
all those
Pass
titles are going
is
to be
really
on Game
starting
Pass.
to
And of course, they're probably games
show
that you wanted to
its
see that you may
value.
not have seen. So
Mhm.
we want to hear what people think, but we've got our panel now to react to everything to
Are
tell
we
us
going
what
into
they
the post
thought.
show
You heard
now?
leading
Yeah.
in what their
Yeah, this is the
expectations
post
were.
show.
Everyone was excited about the
Game Showcase post show. There you go. The announcement of a
Alright.
brand new Fable and our first
So I muted it for now.
Halo Infinite.
Yeah,
Surprised,
if
like-
they, you know, if we see the world premiere thing, then whatever. But
Right.
I'm not gonna.
Luke Smith from Bungie should be with us as well. Tim Schafer and
So-
Surprised though, like no price point, no other
No
console
information.
information.
Where
How would you grade Xbox in the press conference? What they did. We want to hear your opinion on it and what Xbox showed across their entire portfolio.
Halo looks great.
Interesting thing, everything they showed today.
That's really all I have to say.
See, it was so far. It was so far away. It's so far away now that I can't remember.
I mean, like, it's. I mean, like, it didn't. It very much just felt like this is basically what we had to show at E3, but we no longer have a presentation. A bunch of games coming to Xbox.
Well, it's like, you know, I've said it a couple times on this showcase, but you know, it's not that I'm mad that like Xbox only showed, you know, their game studios exclusives. What makes me mad is when they say that and they advertise that this is a game showcase, and I'd say a good 40% of this showcase has been DLC content.
I don't know if 40% is fair. Because I counted. Well, so there's Destiny Beyond Light was one. There's the Outer Worlds DLC. And then there was one more that I totally lost, like immediately after.
There was the Sega one.
Yeah, the Phantasy Star thing is weird. Out of 22, how much is that? That might be 40% actually.
Actually, that's more on the 25% range, but yeah.
Wait,
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, all good.
I'll be right back.
Wait, where did the Google calculator go? I use that all the time.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Gosh, 4 times 22 games equals 8.8. So yeah, it was more like 10%.
Yeah.
It was more like closer to 10%. But still,
it just felt
there
like
was a lot of DLC.
Yeah. It's just like, especially when they went to the rest of the conference would be console launch exclusives, excluding Fable. But
yeah, I don't think that was great.
Yeah.
My thing is that like what was cool about the PlayStation conference was that they were like, we got games to show you.
Right.
And we don't really care whether or not they're exclusive. Like, we have some cool exclusives, like Horizon, Spider-Man, some other stuff. But Ratchet, you know, that was sort of my standout. Like, this is the game to look for at that press conference. Yeah, Xbox had Halo, which again is cool. But then, like, all of the other games felt like, why are we getting a full reveal for this? Or it was more like, if like this is not hype enough to be exclusive, and yet you're making it an exclusive.
Right. Yeah.
Which is not where you want to be, I think. Like, not where it wants to not the kind of message you want to send.
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah. I would 100% agree. The yeah, it very disappointing on
yeah. Again, and you know, maybe I need to maybe if I really want to, maybe I'll go back and watch the Sony press conference. But
yeah,
I'm back. Like, it kind of reminds me of that Bethesda conference where they showed a bunch of stuff, and then at the end they were like, hey,
I
we're working on
100%
Elder
think
Scrolls 6.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. That's my best comparison right there.
Yeah, like it.
Absolutely. All right, JD, you put your Master Chief helmet.
And especially
aside,
saying
you got
like
to see a lot
Xbox killed it last year.
of CG leading.
Yeah, at
Like,
E3,
yeah.
they dominated.
When
They
you
had
actually got to
all
see
of
the
the
game,
stuff. Like, I don't know.
Press here to play the demo.
And they
I
did
don't
pretty
know.
well in 2017 too. So like it's like
Yeah.
You know, I love.
I just don't know. I don't know what the deal is with Series X.
right.
I do not understand. PS5, I'm pretty clear on. I have a pretty clear idea that my PS4 library is going to migrate over to PS5, and then I will buy PS5 games.
Right.
That I understand.
And I'm also excited about the other games we
Series X, like, it's not more complicated than that.
Right.
But
regardless
but
of that,
it's like
I didn't think that was it. And I'm
like I don't know why, if I own an Xbox One, why I should buy a Series X.
Right. Nothing tells me, oh, I should get this console right now.
Yeah.
But almost everything on it being on other platforms.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like, I you know, I'm a fan of the idea that like we would have a sort of unified gaming landscape where everybody could like play games on one platform, and then like the consoles do other things beyond that. Like I'm okay with that, but we're not in that spot right now. And if we're not in that spot, then I feel like Xbox is kind of cannibalizing their own base by offering all these games on PC. Which is fine, but yeah, like why release a console? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, and the worst part is they have been, as far as I know, they have. Whoa, what is this controversial conversation going on in the background?
Are they saying like hot takes about how the conference wasn't that good or anything or something like that?
Oh, it just sounds like, well, I don't know who, but somebody sounded like they were like, oh, Xbox sold me, and I was like, whoa, over PlayStation.
That is a hot take.
That's a hot take.
I am not sold.
Over which game?
I honestly, that's the only like snippet I just heard, but I don't know who it was, but that was something.
Like, I mean, for me, like I was comparing the two shows, the PS5 reveal, this, I mean, obviously different events, but looking at the PS5 reveal, while I did like that event and I thought it was well streamlined, I also thought there wasn't enough that they had first party wise at that, because I mean their major studios that they bank on, aside from Gorilla, have like Naughty Dog doesn't have another game prepped. Same with Sucker Punch and Tsushima. So
right,
like I mean, same with really. You don't really start to get the big hitters until like a year into its life. So like holiday 2021 is really when we're gonna get big hitters.
True.
Whereas like I think with Xbox, this event, like it had a lot of high concentration of games, but it didn't really show me of like, oh, this is why you should buy a Series X. With all their exclusives being both on the Xbox One and on the Series X. And they're having the smart deliveries to say, like, I bought Halo Infinite now on the Xbox One, and then years from now, I decide to get an Xbox Series X, and I already have the Series X version for free with my Xbox One purchase. So, like, I'm honestly considering now after this show, if Hellblade 2 and Halo are both available on Xbox One, save some money, just buy them on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Cheap, just get that and focus on the PS5.
Yeah, like that's yeah. No, I'm in full agreement on that.
Because like most of the other games, I can get free on PS5. I might just Like, I mean, from what I've seen in the show, really the only game really tell me, oh yeah, this is what I want from Xbox is Halo, Hellblade,
and then kind
So
of
I guess-
Fable.
and kind of Fable, but that's I think still a couple of years down the line.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's weird. I think that like if they had shown a bunch of third party stuff that was also like if they had been willing to open their doors, because here's what I think happened. They were like, hey, we want to show games, but we're gonna show exclusives. And every third-party company that had a major game was like, no thanks, fam, and walked over to do either their own thing or to hang out with Sony, probably. And so that made this look a lot weaker by comparison because they didn't have those big, like world-shattering reveals that Sony kind of had.
Right.
Even
they were
even
trying
out-
to make Halo Infinite that.
Yeah, but like we already knew about Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
And again, Fable's fine. And they had some cool stuff. I'm not gonna say they didn't have some cool stuff, but like nothing that was gonna make people care.
Yeah,
and
I
like
think
that's the most frustrating thing, I guess.
they're focusing so much Game Pass, which I get. That's like Microsoft's bread and butter. That's really what they're trying to sell. But I feel like they're focusing so much on, hey, this is why you should get Game Pass. They're not really get a like they keep saying like, oh, you get a Series X, you can play these games in 4K and in 60 FPS. Well, the PS5, as far as I know, can also do that.
Yeah, what's the selling point?
Like, hardware-wise, there isn't a huge amount of difference between PS5 and Series X. And if they're going to be made, like the third-party stuff, is going to be made, I'm assuming, probably with the PS5 in mind, then the hardware-wise, it's going to look the same pretty much on both systems. So I'm really expecting, like, Microsoft hasn't really given me a reason outside of, hey, Game Pass, which I'm not really interested in anyway, other than Halo. And like I said before, if I can get Halo on my pre-existing Xbox, then aside from the fact that I won't be able to play it in 4K, there really is not much of a difference in the game.
Yeah. Especially if it runs at 60 on Xbox One. If it runs at 60 on Xbox One, I think that's the death knell for the Xbox Series X.
Because, like, I mean, now, maybe it's not quite at 60, maybe it'll target 60 and just hits to it. But, I mean, with the resolution thing, my TV wouldn't even be able to handle the 4K.
Yeah.
My TV doesn't have the refresh rate. So really, looking at it, I have very little to get a Series X if I can't do 4K. Whereas, at least has the exclusives whether or not I'm playing it in 4K or not.
So, and Sony... Sorry, go ahead.
Just to say, so basically, if I'm looking at the fall, if I'm trying with COVID and everything, if I'm trying not to put too huge of a dent in my wallet, what I'll probably end up doing, getting the PS5, and then when it launches, I'll just watch one version of it.
Yeah. Well, and to be in fairness, this does always kind of happen with consoles where like none of the third-party publishers want to like cannibalize their own base by making a console exclusive and whatnot.
And I feel like just that whole concept of Game Pass being able to stream games simultaneously.
So like buying a console in its first year is not always the most like advisable thing. Now with backwards compatibility being so universal now that like I'll be able to play. When I buy my PS5, the first game I'm gonna play is Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm gonna christen it with a playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2. I thought they were gonna go to a game reveal for a second. But like, So, like, we're not gonna not have games to play on this new console and have to, like, keep our old console in order to play them.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, this does kind of always happen in some respect. And I think the good idea about Sony's messaging is that they were like, hey, we are committed to a hard console generation split. We believe it. We believe in this as a thing. We think it's a good idea. We're gonna keep doing it. And then proceeds to just show a bunch of games that might be on both PS4 and Xbox, or PS4 and PS5. I think Spider-Man isn't going to be on PS5, but that's I don't know. Is it? Is it going to be on PS4?
The original?
No,
no, Miles Morales.
Yeah, it's going to be on the PS5.
Is it going to be on PS4?
Oh, PS4.
I'm leaning towards no.
Yeah, I want to say that as well.
I'm thinking Sony probably wants as many exclusives as they can get to launch it day one.
Right.
We also still don't know how far out Horizon is.
That's true.
That game is probably not until 2021.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Horizon is. I don't think it's a year out like some people have predicted. I think it's probably launch window. Like with
sure.
When the PS4 came out and they had like Infamous Second Son wasn't on launch day, but when the console came out in November, Infamous came out in February. I think it might
something
be
a
case like that. Where like
and you do want to kind of buffer out your exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Horizon 1 did really well when it launched I believe it launched in March of 2016. I think it was. Might have been 2016 or. I believe it launched in March whenever it launched, so I wouldn't be surprised if I'd put my money on Horizon probably launching in March of next year, whereas we get Miles Morales as the launch title for day one in what I'm assuming is probably going to be November.
Confirmation: Miles Morales is going to be a PS5 exclusive.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm not sure. I think we'll see. Price is going to be a very, very big part of this console, of this launch. Maybe not the whole generation, because we've seen before. We saw PS3 bounce back after a horrible launch.
And the Xbox One.
Yeah, well, an Xbox One and PS4 have both always been doing really well. Like PS4 has kind of dominated the messaging because they had such a stronger launch, but like we forget Xbox One was selling out pretty consistently, or not selling out, but selling pretty consistently from its launch. So like I think that PS5 is gonna. I'm interested to see what happens with this, just given. Again, I just think price is gonna be so important.
Yeah, price is going to be important
for this launch.
I think price is going to be very important, but I also think games are going to be the most important because hardware-wise, these two systems are pretty similar. I think it's mainly going to come down to games, and I think as long as Sony prices it in the right range, I think they'll probably take the lead simply based off of if games, price notwithstanding, if games are the major factor, and obviously you can play the third-party games on either system. If games are the major factor, and PS4 has been knocking it out of the park with exclusives, and everybody's always like, oh, Sony has the great first-party games, whereas Xbox doesn't really have a whole lot. If that kind of general stigma and opinion continues on, I think that pretty much gives the PS5 the edge, as people will just assume, oh, well, I'm just going to get more of the games that I liked on PS4 now on my PS5, and that'll just carry over into the PS5, taking the initial lead.
Yeah. We shall see.
Yeah. I think
is this post show gonna have anything, or
I don't think so.
It's like, yeah, I doubt it.
But I'm on the lines of, you know, the whole. Yeah, Xbox isn't showing me why we should buy this console, and
Aaron,
I think you all hit every mark on that sense of like, yeah, you have to show games, you have to show the price. I mean, I know
they had almost nothing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm pretty disappointed, but
yeah, I'm so like I wasn't expecting too much. I wanted some cool stuff, but I can live without that cool stuff. My problem right now, because I probably wasn't gonna buy an Xbox if I needed. I'm you know, I have a whole digital library in my PS4 at this point. Like I don't want to get rid of that so I can go play Halo. Like I don't know.
Right.
And if you have a good enough PC, you can play every Halo except for the 5th one.
Yeah, exactly. So again, and that kind of leads to my point. Like, I think Xbox has a lot of good ideas, but they don't know how to sell me on making that, you know, $400-$500 leap into the next generation. Like yeah, I don't know. Like you said, Caleb, you have to show games, you have to show the price, you have to show me stuff, and they didn't.
Yeah,
that's what's so annoying about it.
But the big thing we're seeing here is their messaging outside of Games Pass. They are pushing so hard on power console next generation, but for the general audience, they're gonna care because if the games aren't there, then
they just want to play FIFA.
Right.
Yeah, like I mean, like the general audience is gonna be like, as long as I can get Assassin's Call of Duty 2K, it doesn't matter. So for general audience, it isn't gonna matter. For the hardcore audience, it's gonna be about the game. And outside of Halo, like we were saying, Xbox doesn't really have that. They've got the indies, but if the indies are all be on PC, and same with most of the other first-party games, they haven't really given much reason to any specific audience outside of Game Pass, which I think they're focusing so hard on Game Pass, cannibalizing the series.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and I would also say that like Sony made a really big push for indies back in 2013 during the PS4 cycle, and they found a lot of success in doing what you're saying, marketing to hardcore gamers. And this is something that that people were talking about a lot, was that, you know, the first people who are going to sell your console are the gamers, so you market to them. And I think the problem that Microsoft is having is that they have a lot of first-party studios, but but most of those studios are making indie games. So like they're like indie level games at least. Like Psychonauts 2 is not a AAA system seller. Maybe for a few people it is, but it's not like of that caliber.
Which game?
Psychonauts.
Oh yeah. Also, didn't want to cut you off, but they're explaining what the difference in Halo.
Okay. Oh. Like the differences in the.
Instant gaming. You can see the lighting.
What was I gonna say?
Well, I was Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, like, you know, I think what's the biggest shadow in this showcase in particular is because we had that PlayStation event just last month, and this was supposed to be Xbox's answer. You know what I mean? And then we already know that even though it's rumored, we already know, and it's pretty safe to assume that we're probably getting a state of play in August or September. That it's literally in a two-way shadow of like Xbox has to stand out not only from the PlayStation event from last month, but they have to set the tone for the state of play, because that's how like competition really, you know, that's what's the fun part about the competition, you know. I don't think they did enough to get out of that shadow. Is kind of what I was more getting at.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think, I feel like Xbox, it's really unfortunate, actually, I think, because Xbox, I think we would have all said back in March that Xbox was kind of kicking Sony in the shins.
We
like
definitely said it.
Like they had the console, they had they had stuff to tell us about their new thing,
right?
And then, you know, June comes out, and you remember we were very disappointed because the showcase was delayed for very valid reasons. I was disappointed. Maybe
I was too.
In part because of the shadow that you're talking about, that Microsoft had cast this very long shadow over Sony that they didn't seem to have any answers for. And I feel like and then the Sony reveal happens, and everybody is like, okay, Microsoft, it's your turn now. And then Microsoft goes radio silent for a month. And then we finally, like last week or something like that, we finally get news of this new thing that Jeff Keighley is going to be a part of, and, you know, Summer of Games and all that. And then it turns out that all they really had was Halo, and then this cool like now in development Halo or Fable trailer.
Everything else is either like upgraded or timed exclusive.
Yeah, which is, again, it's fine to have timed exclusives, but if that's your only game, if that's like the only thing you're showing, then your catalog is going to be really small for your show. And
especially with, like, I mean, it looked like the Medium and Psychonauts 2 were coming out Xbox One.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, there's so much stuff that there was so much stuff that, like, it didn't sell the console. And that, I think, is what is, like, what's gonna, like, even Fable is gonna come out on PC.
Yeah.
And that, like, I don't mind the idea of only having to really own a Switch, a PS5, and a PC in order to play all of the releases. That's sure, that's fine. Okay, one less console for me to buy. But I worry that what's going to happen is that Xbox is just going to flounder for this whole generation because they put all this money into production on a console that just isn't going to sell, because why do you need it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've also got the. I mean, like, I do think they're losing steam a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, they came out real strong around the time of the Game Awards, and they were just dominating messaging up until. Really up until the PS5 reveal, and then they got real silent, and now it's just Sony dominating messaging.
Yeah.
And like including today. And I still think really that they came out strong and just be like, oh, we've totally got Sony on the ropes here. And then Sony was like, that's what you think. And then boom. Now, so I still think PS5 is going to take the generation. I think Halo looks great, and I'm definitely going to play it, but they really haven't given to. I mean, the only other thing that you can't really do on PC that the Xbox One has is backwards compatibility, which is cool. But at this point, if most of the Xbox One games are also on PC, how many people are going to buy an Xbox Series X so they can play their original Xbox and Xbox 360 games?
Exactly.
On the Series X. That audience is very minimal.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, like, I like backwards compatibility, but as a guy who also collects retro systems, that doesn't really give me a reason to... I mean, really, when you look at the Xbox Series X, Microsoft is going much more of what I'm calling the Apple route, where Sony is so much more committed to we're doing the generational cycle.
Yeah, committing to that generation thing.
Yeah, whereas Xbox, looking at them, they're really committed to just going with... Oh, I'm going to mute the stream real quick. They're committed so much to... We want everything to be as smooth as possible, which is great for a consumer, but the problem that then creates is now there's no longer really a reason to upgrade. It's just, oh, it's the new model. There's nothing special about it. It's like almost like a PC market too. Whereas like, oh, here's a new graphics card that's out. There's a new this that's out. Oh, this is the 2019 iPad, the 2020 iPad. It's almost like that with Xbox now.
Right.
It's just, oh, the new model of the Xbox is out. I can play my games, but it's got some cool new technical upgrades. It's not a generational leap. It's just another half step that I can also play Xbox One games on.
Yeah.
The difference now is just I can get, I guess, consistent 60 FPS and consistent 4K. That's really the only difference that I'm seeing.
I completely agree. I think that that really summed up a lot of what I felt.
Like, I mean, when I went into this, I was pretty hyped.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out of this, I think it kind of backfired on them as I'm looking forward to Halo more now, but I also do want to see more of Halo because story-wise, there's a lot more I need to know that they're not really sharing. But gameplay looks great. I think really when I came away after the stream feeling was, looks great, definitely going to play Halo, but I'm going to play it on my Xbox One and I'm going to get a PS5 at launch. Is really what I came away from here.
Yeah, which is not in the middle of a marketing cycle for two big, what should be big console releases that are going to, push the gaming industry forward. Is that a good thing to feel? I would argue not.
That combined with also for
too.
the general public, a confusing messaging about the naming, about like, well, do I just get my I think about also for the parents and grandparents. They're like, oh, well, do I get my kid Game Pass, like a Game Pass subscription? Do I buy them an Xbox Series X or an Xbox One?
Right.
That is confusing, and we're also in the middle of a global pandemic. So most people are only going to buy, if they didn't already only buy one console, they're probably only going to buy one just due to, during a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can tell you this right now. Too. I can tell you this right now. I'm only getting one console for the next 3 years probably before I get anything else. I was debating
with well, do I get both or what? But this really just solidified for me that I'm just going to get a PS5, and then when Halo launches, I'll just bring my Xbox One back to college so I can have Halo Infinite when it comes out.
Right,
yeah.
I really solidified it for me, and especially with their messaging on, hey, when you upgrade to the Series X, you also get the Series X versions of the Xbox One games at no additional cost. So that gives me even less reason to buy at launch if I can just say, hey, in 3 years when the price is slashed on Black Friday and I can get a Series X for $100, sure, I'll do it, but as of right now, you can just go ahead and give me a pre-order for Halo Infinite on the Xbox One because that's what I'm planning on doing.
And then if you eventually ever buy a Series X, you can play it on there, free of charge.
Yep, free of charge. So I guess Sony, you got me for another 7 years?
It's true.
got me for another
It's gonna
couple of
be
years.
7 years again? Oh man,
I don't know. I'm just
that'd be wild.
guessing a random number.
Yeah.
I would guess 5 years. 5 years has been the traditional. Although
Well,
that's
PS4
thinking.
launched for 2013, so it's been a good time.
Yeah, I just feel like the PlayStation 4, it felt like it went by so quickly. This generation went quickly more than others, but I don't know. That could be just
Well,
a
this
me
is also
thing.
the first one that I remember
Right.
watching vividly, consistently, whereas
That's
the
true.
PS3, I was still pretty young, so it was like, oh, sweet,
Yeah.
a new console's coming.
Right.
Whereas
Yeah.
I've been watching the industry at this age.
Yeah, this is the first console cycle that I have been a party to since I started following games. Because
Yeah, like
I was there like right at the end of the PS4 Xbox One hype machine. So I guess like technically I was there for the Switch, but in terms of like, you know, the big two, this is the first one I'm a party to, and I'll say that it's staggering to see that Sony still has their stuff together after an incredible generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we're looking at it outside of like the early years of the PS3. I'd really just say like I think they launched in what was it, like late 2006?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think really from like end of 2006, they really had righted the ship by the end of 2008 because they were cranking out great exclusives. You had Metal Gear Solid 4 by that point. Shout out. That's my Metal Gear reference for the week.
We made it.
Yeah, you had the great games.
We finally did it.
Once, like, really the only missteps Sony really made in any of these generations, because looking at the PS1 and PS2, those killed it for their respective generations. They pretty much took the crown for those two. PS3, it stumbled out of the gate with a ridiculous price point, but it had the games, it had the graphics, it had it's still, people forget, but it had a Blu-ray drive, whereas the Xbox 360 didn't even have. It was a DVD drive for the entirety of its life. When the Xbox 360, its original model didn't even launch with HDMI. The original model, you had to buy an HDMI adapter.
That's amazing.
So I think Sony, once they righted the price issue, like slashed it down, I think when it came out to like $250, $350, something like that. Mm-hmm. Really, the only other major issue they had was that massive PSN outage that happened in 2011. That's really the only big like blunder they had. Sony, and people are gonna say after the stream, I'm sure, that like, oh well, you're just a Sony fanboy. Like, yes, I've been a PlayStation fan for most of like my adult life, and then like also that's the one that I've been playing since I was 13 years old, probably even a little younger than that. Like, I had a Wii, but really, I didn't really start to become a quote-unquote gamer until I got a PS3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I think, like, I like Xbox and I like some of its IPs, but really, outside of some of the handful of exclusives they've got, I'm always going to be a PlayStation guy first and foremost, and really just have a backup Xbox for the handful of games that I want to play.
Yeah.
So I did not expect to be coming away from the Xbox showcase feeling more of a PlayStation fan than ever before.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Well, and I'm just thinking about all the games that I was like really, like even games that I didn't know was gonna be there that I was really excited for. And this, again, lots of cool stuff. I'm sure that there were a lot of people that had different reactions to certain things than I did, because I have different tastes than a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
But even aside from that, there wasn't really that much stuff that I was thinking, oh, it's the guy from Bungie is on stream. That's I think the big problem is that I don't. If you're an Xbox fan, I don't know if you're happy right now.
Yeah.
And that I think is more concerning than me, who's just some like Persona fan, Persona and Final Fantasy guy over here, just like worrying about my PS4 exclusives. Like it doesn't that doesn't my opinion doesn't matter here. It's more important what the Halo and Fable fans think. And I don't know if they're happy. I don't know if they feel like, oh man, I'm really happy about Halo and Fable, and look at all these other cool games. I worry that their reaction is, well, I'm gonna play Halo, I'm gonna play Fable, but do I really want to play all these other games? And and how do I market this to people who don't want to play those games?
Like, I can say, as a Halo fan, Halo looks great. I did want to see more, because they hyped it up so much of, we're doing a deep dive into Halo. They really didn't. It was about, like, less than 5 minutes of gameplay and, like, a short cinematic sizzle reel of stuff that we had really already seen before. So, or just, like, I mean, the little, like, snippet they gave us, if you, like, line them up, it takes place, presumably, right after that reveal cutscene we got at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
So, like, I think it is telling that, like, I mean, if anybody who listens to this podcast for long enough knows that, like, the four of us, including Ahmad, all have such different, like, tastes in video games. Like, in movies, we all pretty much line up. But when it comes to video games, our tastes are all across the board. And especially, like, I don't know Ahmad's opinion on this, but especially for the three of us, all have such different, like, styles of games we like to play. And all three of us are disappointed by the show, and we all have different styles. That means that they're not really pleasing any
100%.
specific. Like,
That's
I mean,
true.
me, the third-person action and first-person shooter guy, is slightly disappointed, and then, like, you guys liking your JRPGs and stuff like that. It's like no one really seems to be blown away.
Yeah. When I was more excited about Balan Wonderland beforehand, in part because the creators are near and dear to my heart, but also because I thought it was a neat concept. When I'm more excited about that than I am for like 90% of the main show stuff, then I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
And then they didn't really have anything for me.
I guess
which is also a problem.
I think that's another thing. It's like, the pre-show was almost setting the tone, of like, hey,
here's what you should expect.
We're rolling out some stuff early that are like, arguably a good title, a big title. I say the Balan thing, or it was bigger than
Balan. I think.
Balan was a bigger title than I would say a lot of those games that were shown today.
Yeah. Well, and I think what's weird about it is that I remarked when the Dragon Quest port was being revealed, I remarked like, oh yeah, this is, Square Enix is just like, we have better stuff to show later on in the main show, so we're gonna get this out of the way. Or like maybe they didn't have time for it in the main show, so they moved it to the pre-show or something like that. And then we saw the Balan Company thing, and I was like, oh man, what would Square Enix be revealing today other than this? And then it turns out nothing. They had nothing else to show. And you can think about that with a lot of the stuff that was like in the pre-show, and then during the main show there was nothing related to it or to that company or something like that. Technical difficulties from the post-show, so that's unfortunate.
Oh jeez.
I will give them the benefit though on this is they're having to coordinate all of this online during a pandemic.
Yeah.
Like this is.
I mean,
I'll give them some credit on this. Like this has got to be a massive undertaking to put together.
Sure.
Right. And
so it's not that big of a deal, but it is unfortunate that there was so many problems in also a press conference that was a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
Because I think we can say it was a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
This clearly was meant to just be, well, we have to transition everything we were going to do at E3 into some kind of online thing.
Yeah. and then they just didn't have a good answer for it.
It isn't like a Nintendo Direct or a PlayStation State of Play where they're just like trailer. Here's a brief snippet of our CEO giving you some information. Trailer. It's just like, Rare's doing this. Here's a trailer for that. Jeff Keighley's going to talk to some YouTubers for a little while. You'll like that. And then it's just like, what? They didn't really seem to have a clear idea or vision for what this event was.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm with you there.
I will give Xbox credit, though, is I think Phil Spencer is trying to turn the brand around. Whether or not I like what he's turning the brand into is up for debate, but he is reshaping the image of Xbox from what it was not even that long ago, like I think 5 years ago. Like he's really reshaping it, and I'll give them also credit for the fact that Phil Spencer clearly is hearing people when they say, "Oh, Xbox has no exclusive games."
Yeah,
they're clearly listening to that, and if you look at the messaging for like how every world premiere, if it was, it'd say exclusive before it. So they're trying. I just think as of right now, they don't really have, aside from Halo, the heavy hitters, because as we saw with most of these studios that they bought, they're either it's either the games are so far off in development that they're not going to be out for a little while, or they are studios that are mostly indie devs that will complement their library nicely, but are not going to sell to anybody other than the people who are in that really niche area. Like that, what was the game? There was that one, like that, like bug-looking game that I think Obsidian is making. Like, people are gonna like that, but that's a very niche audience that's not gonna sell an Xbox. And like, even me being like a traditional quote-unquote gamer, I see that game and I'm just like, okay, but it's not made for me.
Right.
But I'm not quite sure that audience for what's supposed to probably be a massively expensive title from, buying these studios, I'm sure, was ridiculously expensive for Microsoft.
Yeah.
They bought 14 of them. It's for them to make such a big deal at that E3 press conference, I think it was last year or maybe the year before, of saying, we bought all these studios, we hear you, we're making exclusive games. Oh, world premiere on the stream.
Oh, shoot.
Wait, what? Oh,
there's a world premiere on the stream.
Well, use the interactions between the realities.
This is... Okay.
They're just showing the trailer again. Okay.
Probably because of the technical difficulty.
Logo. I was like, what? Yeah, I think it's... Wait, is this the same Medium trailer? I don't know.
No.
Regardless, I'm sure it'll be on YouTube anyway.
Yeah. I can't tell.
Yeah, I've lost my train of thought.
Well,
we got so hyped for a second because we were like, oh, maybe it's not over.
Like, I think like some of those, it had to be expensive for Microsoft to buy all of those, and it seemed like when they had that messaging, they were like, oh, we've got big things coming, we're going to be on par with Sony in terms of exclusives. And while they have certainly exclusives coming, I'm not quite sure if what they've got is going to measure up to what that messaging was. I'm not even quite sure, like, the gameplay wise, I'm sure they look fun, but they look very Nintendo-esque for a lot of them. And good luck trying to get Nintendo fans to jump ship to an Xbox, because that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
No, that's not gonna happen. Nintendo fans are gonna go to Sony because Sony has all the games that they're interested in. And
I give them, I give them credit for making all these exclusives and buying these studios, and I also give them credit for variety and diversity in their games. It's not all just first-person shooters.
Yeah,
but
which is cool.
I also have to, on the flip side, say I'm not quite sure, knowing the Xbox brand and the Xbox audience, who those games are for.
Yeah.
Because
and a lot of them seemed like games that they strike me as like that period from like 2015 to 2017 where like those kinds of games were treated with a lot more love. Because it seemed like, they were trying to do something a little different, and and be a little creative with the medium and whatnot. But then we soon found out that they were all basically the same game. And something like medium seems like it belongs in 2017, whereas like there was a bunch of stuff at the Sony reveal that felt like we're actually trying to do something either different or we're just trying to make a cool game or something like that. Like there wasn't it didn't feel like an indie showcase the same way.
Like a lot of these games just very much seem like, some of them, like I said, seem very Nintendo-esque. Some of these indie ones very much seem like they'll be like indie darlings on Steam, but they're not going to sell Xboxes. Halo is really the only one of these that really seems like it's a game for like the Xbox audience. When I think of Xbox, I traditionally think of people who like shooters or action games, and will usually get it predominantly for multiplayer. Like I think of
multiplayer
Xbox
is
being
a really big part of that too.
Yeah,
and there
like,
wasn't a lot of multiplayer.
I mean, aside from, and we know Halo's going to have it, but they didn't show anything of it. Just the campaign. Like, I think it's weird. I mean, when I think the Xbox brand, I usually think of multiplayer and the traditional audience, basically a third-party machine. That's what most people use their Xbox for. Is they'll play the third-party games, they'll do multiplayer with their friends, they'll watch Netflix on it, etc. But the exclusives that Microsoft is having to try and sell these Xboxes, outside of Halo and Gears, don't really cater to that audience. They cater to a very different audience that I'm not sure there's an install base on the Xbox for that audience.
Yeah.
Like, and granted, they are also pushing that Xbox Game Studios is going to be more than just Xbox consoles. It's also going to be more about the Xbox ecosystem and being also on PC, which I can see that working. But on the flip side of that, we also saw with the Epic Games Store that gamers, when something is not out on Steam, will start to erupt. So if Microsoft is saying, hey, well, all these games are going to be on PC, but you got to buy them on the Windows Store, I don't know. Well, that may not even be the case.
Microsoft hasn't been. I mean, all of the Halo games are now on Steam.
Yeah, because I was just about to say, because Master Chief Collection's on Steam now, but I'm not sure about, like, I don't think Gears 5 is, or Gears 4.
I have
no clue. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty much kind of repeating myself at this point, but, well, Xbox just hasn't. They've shown me a couple good games, but for an audience that doesn't seem to be on that system outside Halo, or giving me a reason to get an Xbox Series X if I already own an Xbox One. It just seems to be like this was much more of a Game Pass presentation than it was an Xbox Series X presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm probably even going to cut this post show off right now because it's really just interviews with devs.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be on YouTube later.
Yeah.
There isn't going to be
I
any
actually
more reveals.
think I have to go.
Okay.
So we're gonna. Can I get some final thoughts on the show and predictions for the next 4 weeks in gaming news?
Well, I pretty much
just
got
general
my,
predictions.
Pretty much got my final thoughts out of the way there with that last thing that I mentioned. I think for my predictions, just for Xbox or for gaming in general?
Gaming in general, since right now Xbox doesn't seem like they're gonna have news for the next week or so.
I think in the next couple weeks, I think they've got to reveal the whatever the Call of Duty is for this year. I'm sure there's been some issues with the pandemic affecting its development, as well as I think they took Sledgehammer off of that, so it's seeming like a really troubled game. Because we don't even know who's developing it. It's supposed to be Sledgehammer, but there's been reports that it's been handed over to Treyarch. I think we get an announcement about Call of Duty soon, and then I think there's probably going to be a PlayStation State of Play next month, where
people are saying August 6th.
Yeah, I'm betting.
Oh wow,
we get
that's quick.
Release date and price.
It's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm really only betting on when it comes to reveals now that Ubisoft's had their thing and EA had EA Play already, that Activision will show off a handful of games, maybe even put them during the State of Play if that happens, but Activision's also big enough they could just do their own thing.
Yeah.
Really, other than a State of Play and a reveal for Call of Duty, I don't see there really being a whole lot of extra news, especially now that the Comic-Con at Home panels are going to be starting this weekend.
Right.
I think that's going to start to dominate the headlines.
That's true. Caleb, final thoughts and predictions?
Well, I will say, the final thoughts on the showcase. I think you guys really I think we all pretty much summed up why we were disappointed in a sense. Because if you look in the beginning of the show, we were definitely really hyped, and we.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it feels like
we have voiced
this wasn't the right
almost
way to go.
exclusively concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, aside from Halo.
Yeah. Now for predictions, I think, and call me wild, and this might be me just trying to start some hype or something, but I think that looking at how this summer has went and where things are going to be, we're definitely getting a State of Play, I think, in August or September.
Yeah. There's absolutely a State of Play happening first week of August, something like that.
I think we're going to get... We haven't talked about this on the podcast yet because it's been... podcast yet today because it's been Xbox dominated, but rightfully so. But the Nintendo Direct, I think we're going to get a mini again.
I think we get a full one soon because I have no idea what I'm playing on my Switch come this fall.
True.
Or really any time past this summer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like Paper Mario was the last thing anybody knew about.
Right.
And SMT news is cool.
Right.
But I don't know what's happening this fall. And nobody's known what's happening this fall for the past year. Like nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah, we've been voicing concerns with Nintendo for definitely a year.
Nintendo is such a wild card in this race right now. Like we're talking so much about Xbox and PlayStation and what's happening with them in the fall, but Nintendo is just so much of just in a place where nobody knows really what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's highly strong we get something from them. I know I said that for July, and then we got a Treehouse and a 10-minute mini that did show SMT, which was the big thing. But I think, and this might be weird to say after today, but I think that the way Xbox may be approaching this might be me, being a little on the side of Xbox here. Of they might be doing, because if we look, they did a third-party showcase back in May, and now we got a Xbox exclusive showcase. I think it's entirely possible we get a third showcase towards late August, early September.
That's more third-party focus?
That's more third-party, big partner showcase.
Sure.
I think
that's an interesting theory.
So I think essentially we are going to have everything that we wanted in E3, but in August.
Everything got pushed to August and stuff.
Yeah,
I think maybe not in August, but I think maybe we'll get run around maybe mid to late September, which will be their final big one of here's everything that's coming, here's the price, here's the release date, pre-order now.
Right.
We'll get that probably around mid to late September.
I agree.
All right.
And then if we go past September, I'll be honest with you, I have no clue
No, I have no idea what's gonna happen in October. I mean, my final thoughts are basically just that, like, I wanted more. is effectively, like, there's some cool stuff and some stuff that I'm sure a lot of people are happy about, but overall, I just don't think there was enough there. I think. I think next week, I suspect we get one of like the third-party publishers announcing something. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I suspect one of the big third-party publisher, one of like the big 5. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but I suspect we get one of the big 5 announcing something that's pretty big. And
I'm
then
gonna keep saying it, but Activision, they got it.
They got it. Yeah, I think like next week or the week after is that window where they need to announce Call of Duty.
Because they've already delayed it by several months.
Yeah, I suspect that the rumors about the state of play in August are true.
Yeah.
I suspect that we get at least the PS5's price by August, by like my birthday, so August 30th.
Do you think Sony or Microsoft's going to budge on price first?
I think
it's Sony now.
So this is the theory I had going into this, is that there were gonna be like 2 Sony execs watching this live stream, and one of them like has all of, and like they're like trying to plan out the best possible price for the PS5 for launch, and they were watching this specifically to see if Xbox would announce their price. If they did announce the price and it was it was under $400, they were gonna have to like negotiate their butts off with other Sony execs to get the price down. And then if they did announce and it was over 500, over 400, they were going to be like, yes, our plans are coming to fruition.
Right.
My prediction.
And then if they didn't announce the price, but then I think now that they haven't announced the price, I suspect, they're just gonna. I don't think Sony. I imagine Sony can't afford to wait any longer.
Yeah.
Because they just showed us the box last month, and it's a cool box, but I don't know how much I'm paying for it.
I'm betting they kind of want to repeat the PS4 success, that the digital version probably going to retail at $399, and then it'll probably be $450 for the one with the Blu-ray drive.
Yeah, something like that, I think that so I think we get that in August by my birthday. If it hasn't happened by my birthday, August 30th, then I don't know what's going on. I'll give them August 31st just for the hard end of month. But then I think in September, I think we get. Oh, I also think in August we get a lot more stuff from Nintendo, because I feel like, I don't know what's going on over there. Like you said, they're a real wild card right now, but I suspect that we get some kind of big blowout for the next like 6 months of Nintendo stuff. Because like we got Min last month in Smash, and that's that's fine. But we don't know what's happening there. We don't know, Mario. I think Mario's 35th anniversary is soon. Is it this year?
I'm not sure.
No clue.
Mario 35th anniversary. Here we go.
And still nothing from Bayo 3 or.
It is in 2020.
True.
Yeah, like we haven't gotten anything from Bayo and all the other stuff.
It's
like
still gonna be
Breath
a while.
of the Wild 2. So much. There's so much stuff that we're not seeing from Nintendo that they have to show us at some point. They have to show us that they can't just stealth launch everything. So I think that's going to happen in August, and then I think in September stuff is going to get like hard finalized. So like we're going to get like if we don't have the date by September, or in August, then in September we're absolutely going to have the dates for both of these consoles. We're going to get like Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty is absolutely coming out this fall, and we're gonna have that final. We're gonna get like a bunch of like, all right, guys, here's what's happening. Here's the plan for these consoles and these games. And I hope that they can. I hope that the pandemic doesn't totally mess up their stuff, because if you follow the news, you know things aren't going super well in the United States right now, and so there's an outside, I think probably more of an outside chance than like super likely to happen, but there is a chance that a bunch of stuff has to get shuffled around for these. Just because the pandemic is so unstable. So I suspect that by like September, early October, every plan is finalized, and like pandemic or not, we're gonna do this. This is the plan. We are going to do this.
I think
based on the rumors, they've like already been some like demo stands already seeming to be popping up in some like Best Buy store. Like I think
which is good. That's good news.
I think that the state of play we're going to get, whether or not it's August 6th, this up in the air. But I think, and maybe they were waiting and hoping that Microsoft was going to do it today, and that's why they were planning it for August 6th to announce the price.
Right.
But I think whatever it is, we're getting it soon. They're going to announce the price and then pre-order date and say, hey, on August 6th, they'll say pre-orders open next Friday at 12 noon. And then say the price is going to be $3.99 for digital, blah, blah, blah for the rest. And then that'll just be it. I can't see them waiting pretty much longer. Same with Microsoft. They've got to budge soon.
I think
they need to budge soon.
With not just the consoles, I think with any game, I think anything that has a launch, like that has a window of holiday 2020, if it goes past mid-September, I would almost say I'm pretty sure that none of it's coming out in 2020.
Yeah. I mean, they've got to do this soon for the third-party games as well, because Activision's going to want to put Call of Duty pre-orders up. Same with Ubisoft for Valhalla pre-orders.
I agree.
The third-party games are going to want to start to do their pre-orders and their Amazon pages and all that. They can't.
I imagine
really put
a lot of
pressure.
I imagine there's a lot of pressure from third parties for both Sony and Microsoft to reveal release date and price. And we'll see.
Not to mention, I'm sure retailers are all really pushing.
Oh man, GameStop is so stressed out right now.
Oh yeah.
Reggie is like sitting at the board meeting, like drinking a smoothie and all chill while all the other execs are like freaking out. That's the situation I like to imagine it being.
Meanwhile, you got Phil Spencer sitting back like Smithers from Simpsons, being like just twiddling his thumbs.
Yes. Well, thanks so much for watching with us, and
thank you. It was fun.
I hope you had a good time. Sorry that the Xbox showcase wasn't a lot more fun than it could have been, but what even was that? Sorry that the Xbox showcase was a little disappointing. But hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully we were able to give you some insight into our thoughts on this. No Ahmad today. but we are currently in the planning stages of doing a makeup show for Monday.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to make that happen. Is there anything else?
We'll
I'll get up on my soapbox once again and say, stay inside, wear a mask.
Yeah.
Just be good to your fellow citizens. It is not that hard. I wish I didn't have to say it, but but I have to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
I was just gonna say, as this whole pandemic has proven for many of us, we are currently still experimenting with software.
Yeah.
So, I hope things went better today. I did look back at our PlayStation reaction. Was not the best in audio quality. I'm hoping this is better. I hope we made some adjustments, and hopefully you all had a great experience. By the next time we do this, because I'm sure we'll probably do this for the State of Play, we'll even have it better.
Yes. Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Cross our fingers. I've crossed all of my fingers.
And you can expect, I'm sure, that even if it's the Monday recap or like a recoup show or whatever, or if it's the next one, you can be sure that whatever happens in the Comic-Con at Home panels, that we will be covering that. It won't be live, but we'll be covering it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be covering it.
Any surprise trailer that catches my eye, I might film.
Yes.
Maybe
do it.
I'm already seeing some juicy New Mutants footage. So
That's true.
Maybe a little bit on.
Is that movie's never coming out?
It's never coming out.
Yeah.
It's never going to come out.
They're just going to drip feed us like one frame like each day, and then eventually we'll be able to stitch it all together.
If you tell me that you have a copy in your hands, I won't believe you until you have driven over to my house so I can hold it in my hands.
Until it is in the Blu-ray player, I will not believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Sawyer,
can you quickly rattle off the social medias for us?
So we are on Twitter at Cascate, at CASTCATE because of the old handle, but you can find us just by searching the Elaborate Entertainment Podcast, and you can also find us on Instagram at the Elaborate Podcast. We usually are only on Twitter, but you can follow us on Instagram in case there are ever any updates on there. And on Twitter, if you follow us there, you will get an automatic URL update published on there whenever the new episodes go up on Podbean. And speaking of Podbean, you can find the show wherever you're, as well as Podbean, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, Google Podcasts, whatever it is. I think I already said Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, and Twitch.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.
And have a wonderful rest of your day.
Oh, yes.
Bye.
Bye.